I mean, we could chase it a shot with another shot. That would be. We're live right now. We're going, by the way.
You
like,
didn't even
we're like,
say anything.
Well, like I like to keep the flow
Oh my
going.
God.
We've got the energy. Like
There's no energy. You just did it.
so,
okay.
a shot of Cazadores. I feel like we should chase it with what, like a shot of. I got vodka. I've got Bombay. Or we could go like
I'm a little
Truly's
salty.
Crown. Like, what do you feel
Okay,
like?
yeah, salt. I feel a little salty.
Yeah,
That's,
dude.
to be honest, that's
It's
what I'm
Friday,
saying.
and it was so nice today. I mean, like we just
We'll keep
got
rolling. I'll drop it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
we got it. We got it.
Don't
You
worry.
did it.
Yeah, I'll drop it. Just that's
So-
for you though.
Okay. What do you feel like?
Fucker. I haven't really had Truly's. I mean, I hear about them.
Do you want to try one?
I'm
That might
sure
be a
it's gonna
good
taste
chaser.
like most of the other.
It's like a White Claw. It's really like a White Claw.
It's like a seltzer that's hardly has anything in. It's gonna be totally great and
Yeah,
probably
but
give
you
you a
gotta stay
slight
hydrated.
headache,
It's like
you know?
water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or we have beer. It's really like hard alcohol. There's a cider.
It's not. I mean, it's like 5%. I think what does this have in it?
I think that's probably
This
5.
is more my speed. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
No, this is what I was drinking last time. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
What is it though? Why am I so blind?
Angry Orchard?
Yeah, well, no, the percentage. I just feel like I'm
I think
twisting it and
it's-
twisting it for days, and I'm sure I looked over it like 3 times. I don't know, but I have faith that you're gonna open that.
Yeah.
And it'll be fine.
Of course. That's what I'm not really like here for the podcast. I'm just here to open the drinks. I think this might be a twist off.
It's not. Is
It's
it a
definitely
twist
not.
on it?
That was awesome.
Read the top of it. What the top, I'm pretty sure says use a bottle opener.
It definitely does. That's so embarrassing. Okay.
You gotta read your stuff.
It definitely says use bottle opener right on it.
I've
So,
totally bought these a few times. It's a thing. I
Like-
drink various ciders.
in case you were confused and it's like, oh, I think this is a twist off. It's not.
Well, if you ever get drunk and like sometimes drunk people forget, and so you need
I
like
was
a
sober and I
reminder,
forgot,
literally.
so
You need-
I can
well, I mean, it
respect
helps
that.
for those. I've definitely tried to twist it before.
Oh my
Okay, this is
god.
brutal.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I haven't had
Um,
tequila in so
mhm.
long. Yep. Yep, that's tequila.
That's actually not a bad mix.
Yep. Oh, does that mean you need another one? Like,
It's been like 2 seconds. It's really, we're not even there yet.
I feel like
Okay.
I was so ready for this. I was looking forward to this all week, and then I was looking forward to like the beer today. I was like, oh my god, I'm so.
I was like,
I'm
I
so
have
ready
no
for
idea
this.
what's gonna be discussed. I'm like, fuck, I was gonna read up on things. Like, I was actually gonna come in here, like, no, straight. I was like, okay, I gotta look at like world events or something. Like, what's happening right now? Like, I have no idea. And I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Like
I don't know. Talk
quiz
about
notes of the
shit.
past like 6 months. Like I just need to
Right?
pay
I'm like-
attention.
I just need to know what's going on, so I have something to talk about. And I'm like, it's gonna happen again. I'm just gonna go ramble.
No, rambling is the best. I mean,
it's only good if you actually know what the fuck you're talking about. And
Yeah, but
sometimes
that's
you're
all
going
part-
in like
that's part of the fun, though, right?
circles.
I never know what I'm talking about, and yet,
You have fun with it.
yeah, I'm like 40 episodes in now, so I think
Did a good job. I think.
I'm just
I don't really
rambling.
know.
It's
Yeah.
just me rambling
Okay.
most of the time, and then
That's good.
people talk with me, and it's like, okay, well then that like cuts my rambling down a little bit, so it balances out.
It helps. Yeah, you did cut me off a good amount last time. You helped a lot. Like, you helped just like Angelleigh focus. And I'm like, oh, thank you, please.
Yeah, I mean, we did that probably a couple months ago. It feels like just my sense of time is so fucked up.
It was long enough ago that I like created new anxiety about doing it again. And I was like, oh no, I have to go do this.
You didn't
again.
even get canceled last time. You were totally fine.
I had a reminder of Angel, don't say you're gonna get canceled.
Oh, and I just
Like-
brought it up. 30 seconds in, we're already talking about getting canceled. I think
know.
that's
See,
a
this
great
wasn't my
start.
fault though. Like,
This
you
is
did
me.
it.
This
Yeah.
is me. Yeah.
So I'm safe. I can't get.
If they come for you, just turn them on me and be like, Nick pressured me to take a shot and then have a drink. And it just, I couldn't say no. I was in this atmosphere of like, I had to do it.
Like, how are you just gonna say no to Nicholas? Like, it's on his own podcast. Like, how rude is that?
I think we would have had to shut the podcast down. I'd be like, you know
I
what?
would have to leave.
Yeah,
I
I would
go right
just
back out
be
the
in here
door.
drinking by myself. And how sad would that be?
I mean, sometimes it's kind of nice though. I feel like it's an alcoholic thing to say. Like, if
Okay.
you ever, so
Okay.
have you drank by yourself before? Like, but like you're doing, I don't know. You have to do something. I don't
I've
know.
never even like gone out to a bar by myself to have a drink.
That's awkward. I will.
Have you?
admit. I have, but like someone was gonna meet me there.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't like I wasn't there long term solo. It is awkward for me because I'm just like, there's people. I never wear my glasses, so I'm just like, are they looking? I'm like, am I making eye contact? Did I make eye contact?
That's almost better though, because then it's
Oh my
like you
gosh.
can't really see, and you're like, I'm in my own little bubble, and there's just blurry blobs flowing around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just like another reason for me to just be like,
Zone
what's
out.
happening?
Now, are you the type to like put in headphones when you're sitting there waiting for people?
No.
Okay.
No.
'Cause
I
that's a
usually will
little-
end up with a random conversation if I'm waiting for somebody.
Okay.
Like there will probably be someone attempt to engage or vice versa. Like I was like standing there waiting for a drink or something and then you just end up talking and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Wow, nice to meet you. Oh, that's my person. Bye. Good to
I
good
gotta go
talk.
now.
Like I gotta go. It was great meet. What was your name?
I like that though. I like just bumping into random people.
That
I
part's
liked bumping
nice.
into you and your boyfriend. I wanted to talk to you guys more last time we were at the bar, and I didn't get the freaking chance because I was preoccupied for a moment.
You're
I
preoccupied.
was
Yeah, you seemed preoccupied. I felt bad.
I
Like
was a little preoccupied.
you seemed a little
Yeah.
preoccupied.
You guys came up, and I was like, I was so caught off guard because I was like deep in thought for a moment, and then all of a sudden you guys were right there, and I was like, what just happened?
My face was
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It was nice. It was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was a cool day. Yeah, no, I definitely felt bad. It was like an instant, like we were engaging, and then I was just like, I should go. And I was like, there's a preoccupation.
Like I've got things to do. I can't just sit here and
Right? I'm
talk.
like,
to
oh, not
you.
really.
Shit.
No, it was more like a you can come play games. We're over, but I'll let you guys go. Bye.
Yeah. Little busy.
I'm busy.
Yeah. Is that your go-to? Is 707?
I mean, my preferred is Shanty, but
I haven't been to Shanty.
I love the Shanty.
Is it pretty cool?
It's pretty cool. They made their outdoor section really cutesy now. It's not as
Is it in Old Town?
yeah, it's not as dive. It's a dive bar, but I feel like the outdoors area just looks like way cutesier than it used to be.
Not
There's
like you're gonna
definitely,
get jumped. Dive bar.
No, they changed.
No, you said
I'm-
that
I
like
kinda-
that was a bad thing. Like, man,
Oh,
I
I
wish.
kind of miss like the old
the
outdoor
edge.
vibes, like because it was just like whoever, whatever, people just showed up and it was chill. But like now it's like you definitely see like people even there on like business things and whatnot sometimes during the day, and you're like
Okay.
weird. And you're like, wow, you're dressed so nice, and I'm like, I'm just so used to people just showing up like how I was looking that day where I was just like flannel and everything, and I was just like, I didn't mean to come out. I didn't mean to come out, so I wasn't ready. Like I wasn't dressed for it. Like showing up like that is totally like 100%. Yeah, do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
show up. Just I've gone there in like joggers.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like there's.
I mean,
$0.
first off, it's Eureka, so
You could
as
probably
long as
go
you have
everywhere in
clothes on, I feel like
joggers,
you're okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And slippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in joggers and slippers before for sure. It happened.
And you went out to the bars?
I was going out for a drink. I was like, I just want one drink, and they have like they have their little thing now. It's food truck. That's a word. There we go. It's a food truck, and so I think we got like fries or something
At the Shanty?
at the Shanty.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
so I
cool.
totally went there with wearing joggers and slippers.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I like dive bars.
it's chill.
Yeah.
It's way chiller.
I like the edge of, am I going to get jumped when I leave
You're
here?
not gonna get jumped.
Some of them are a little. I went to one out past Garberville, and that one felt like I was gonna get jumped. I was like,
You
okay,
were-
like
You
this
went
is.
to anywhere near Garberville.
Yeah, I was like, I
You-
don't think they want brown people in this place. Like, I'm just gonna.
You're
I had a
not
beard,
even
I was
really,
like- I know I pass.
brown.
I pass.
You're very white passing.
Especially, I have not been in the sun, so I'm like,
Yeah, you look really light.
I feel really light.
Okay.
I feel
yeah.
like translucent.
I mean,
almost.
that's over
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
same.
This is how you get to translucent.
Same.
You actually just
I'm
don't
a
have
couple-
the ability to tan.
I'm almost there. A couple more shades, and I'll. It's gonna be like, oh, what happened to Nick?
Like if I could tan, I think I might be able to get to that color if I was
This
able
dark?
to tan. If I was able to tan, and that's like the max darkness. Like if I even had the ability to tan, I think that'd be the max I would ever be able to get to.
Do you just burn
Yeah.
if you go in the sun? Oh, that
I go right back to
sucks.
white too.
Oh, that
it is
sucks.
so it's a real big waste of my time in life. Wear sunblock. I have so much sunblock in the car right now. There's sunblock in my purse. There's like multiple things of sunblock in the trunk. Like
I don't even really wear sunblock.
it's not good for you.
I
I
know.
don't care if
You
can
get like
tan. You can
wrinkles, right?
Yeah, you get wrinkles. You can get cancer. Okay, so that's
I like
about
to
it.
live
I mean, like,
dangerously.
wrinkles and cancer. Like, those
I mean,
are-
cancer's a big one. I
it's a
feel
big
like
one. Yeah, skin cancer is bad.
wrinkles, like it is what it is.
Premature aging is no joke, Nicholas.
Yeah.
No joke.
I don't want to look like I already look old as shit. Like I don't need
Dude,
any
I
more.
rock more wrinkles than you do. Yeah.
I know, but I look like I could be like 30. and it's
You
like,
don't.
Really?
No.
You're the first person
you
to
have
say
like a
that.
baby face with
Wow.
a beard.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
a baby face, but you have a beard. Oh,
If
wow,
I
okay.
shaved, you'd be like, are you allowed to be drinking? Are you?
Did you buy
21?
this? Or
Yeah.
did your
Did
parents grab
somebody-
this for you? Who'd you pay? This isn't high school anymore. You're not supposed to be paying people to buy you alcohol.
Did you ever do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
A
this.
few times.
I was eating at. You know that it's Luis's Mexican restaurant?
Wait. Back up. Did
Oh
you just
shit.
ask if I did that?
I
You
did.
drank.
No. It didn't occur to me as I was saying that. I was like,
Like-
"Oh, I've been with you." Like,
Like-
obviously, my bad. I've literally gone with you to do that. So,
You're the
nice.
reason I drink Cazadores tequila. It was high
Wow,
school. Yeah,
really?
that was you turned me like that was you showed me Cazadores tequila, and I was like, this shit's actually the best cheap tequila I've ever had. He's not wrong, and to this day, I will drink that tequila.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I feel like that's all I needed in life. I feel like now I could
you
die
got a
and just
stamp
be
of
happy.
approval.
Yeah.
Just done. Just
Yeah.
at 16-year-old old, you were woke on
It's like, hey,
tequila.
well, my mom. Shout
Oh.
out to my mom. She was always like, if you're gonna.
Oh, she could have watched.
Oh yeah, she watches
I'm so
all of them.
sorry.
I'm so sorry too. I'm sorry for all of them, but it's fun. It is what it is, right? She would always say, when I was 21, disclaimer, that if
Yeah.
you're gonna drink, don't drink like Jose. Don't drink the cheap stuff because the hangover's gonna be worse. She was always like, "Oh, Cazadores is like really good. You're not gonna be that hungover."
Shout
Thanks,
out.
Mom. Shout out to my mom.
Heavy shout out. She's
Disclaimer:
not wrong.
21, obviously, is when she told me that, not
Yeah.
when I was younger.
No, because
But,
yeah,
yeah,
parents would never
'cause
do that.
They would never condone underage drinking.
It's not a thing.
Yeah. I didn't even have my first drink until I was 21. Thanks for that. Thanks. Now when I get canceled, I'm gonna be like,
This
it's
bitch.
Angel's podcast.
Just the look of like, dude, are you gonna like just go back and delete like just little sentences? Just
Do you ever think
that never
about what we
happened.
did in high school and like, how are we still okay? Like, how did we not?
There's a lot of work to be in this
Die.
spot. Okay, there was high school. There was like some aftermath, I'm sure, and then there was the okay. Now we're gonna go be a good person. Like there's gonna be an active choice to not be a shit.
Do you feel like you're an adult?
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely been an adult. I'm not exactly happy about it all the time. Let's be honest. I mean, like if I can go back and redo some things, I probably wouldn't because I wouldn't have learned all the shit that I learned. There are certain things though that I'm just like I really could have done without all that. But
Like back in high school?
oh my god, yeah. If I like think hard about high school, like there's a lot of things like I suppressed for sure. Like
Yeah,
I just totally
push
like
that
they're
shit
really
down.
buried down and then they pop up and I'm like, holy shit, that took place. And I was like, oh no. All right.
Yeah.
That
Move
was like,
on.
That was like 5 people ago. I was a whole other human being. It didn't happen.
I have those moments, and they always occur at like weird times. Like you'll just be driving, and it's like, oh shit, I did that, and then it's like, okay, let's just press that a little deeper and try not to remember for a few more years.
Right? Just like
Yeah.
throw a couple extra layers of dirt on that one. Just like
Yeah.
that. Wow, that shouldn't have come
It's
up
like,
so quick.
That's a memory I could forget.
But
yeah,
in some way or another, that helped shaped, who you are today.
It does,
That's
right?
always, it's always one of those things where it's like, okay, if I got rid of that, terrible as it is, man, that'd be cool. But then you just get rid of a chunk of who you are today. And then it's like, do I really want to do that? Would I
because
really
what
wanna
if you
change
turned out
that?
worse
Yeah, like what if you didn't
because you
like
got rid of that?
learn in whatever potentially good way that is that
Yeah.
you're like you actually are happy with now. You don't realize has some form of connection to that shitty thing.
It's all
wants to
it's
lose
weird
that?
how experiences play into that, right?
Yeah.
How they like stack on top of each other to make you you.
All we are is just a bunch of experiences. And, carbon. and
Wow,
some
we're
water.
getting really deep.
like it's like
Some
definitely
water,
like some like
some
carbon
H2O,
basedness, like some
yeah.
water in there for sure.
I mean, what are memories? What are experiences?
I feel like they should like a little dun dun dun. Like,
That's
it's
where we cut the
cute.
podcast, and now we just
That's
now we
it.
just drink off air. It's like, well, I think we did a solid. We've already done a solid 20 minutes, so I feel like that's like a great start. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 20 minutes. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Thank goodness. Got far. I mean, is this timed? Can I put a timer up just so, like turns off after?
You know what is interesting that I've noticed with this?
Mm.
Time is like it's abstract in here when you get going. Because it doesn't even feel like we've been in here 20 minutes.
No.
And then you blink and it's been
I'm
like 2 hours and you're like, what
I mean, I
just
was ambushed. I
yeah.
don't want to forget that part. Like, I was definitely ambushed.
We're still on that. I feel like 20
Like,
minutes
that
have
definitely
passed.
changed things a little bit. Like, it was 20 minutes. 20 minutes has definitely passed. But I'm like, yeah, no, time didn't definitely change. Because, like, I think I was going to send, like, a text message or two. And then, like, then I was told I was on air. Then I'm like, well, I'll bring out my phone now. Like,
I
it's rude.
I try to do that. I mean, I let everybody know when we start because I don't want people being like, "Oh, we've just been talking for 30 minutes and I didn't know I was on air." Like, there's some things I said that I don't want to say. But I like to just start it because then like you're flowing, you're already talking. Whereas if you start from a cold start, people are like, "Okay, I don't know what to say right now," and then it's just an awkward silence for a few minutes.
Do I usually have awkward? I don't know. I feel like I'm one
You're
of the,
no,
one of
you have
those
no
people who
problem.
will
No, you're
fill
good.
space
Yeah,
even with its absolute
yeah.
nonsense. And
I don't even
just,
have
yeah.
to talk, and you would be fine.
Yeah, I don't know the silence to make me feel awkward. I would totally just keep going on random stuff. Yeah, yeah. That is. See, it would have been fine. You didn't have to. You didn't have to jump in. It's fine. Okay, you're right. We're supposed to be moving on past that.
Okay, so what's been going on? How's life? It's been a minute.
That's such a question.
I know.
It's such a cliche question.
Every
Every time.
question's a cliche question.
Okay, like for the
At least
most
I didn't
part,
ask, oh, what's going on? I guess I did basically ask what's going
You
on.
did.
I
I mean, you
basically
just
did.
asked. Yeah, you
And
literally.
I just
That was
shot
like the
myself in the
worst.
foot.
Like,
Yeah,
I
that just
don't-
got literally awkward. Okay.
Yeah, so what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, not too much. And doing school.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going? HSU? CR.
It's always.
Shout out.
Yeah, yeah. We're
I
trying to
like CR.
we're
I
trying
know
to
we
like
talked about this
we
last
gotta
time.
kill through some credits first. I'm not just gonna jump to HSU. Like, do I have HSU, buddy? No. You don't just go to HSU.
Okay, so
well,
CR.
I don't. At
CR.
least.
What are we doing?
Random stuff. We're taking
Okay.
nutrition and bio 1. I don't know. I don't think I even need either of those if I change what I'm gonna do. I don't even know 100% what I'm doing. So.
Okay. What are you thinking?
Ooh. There's always nursing program, which would mean those are the perfect classes for what I was doing.
And HSU has a good nursing program, don't they?
Yeah, they recently like switched to. So I think they're doing that thing. Otherwise, I don't know. I kind of dig the engineering vibes. Obviously, those classes don't really dig the engineering vibes the same, but yeah, engineering's kind of cool. We'll see. We're gonna find out what happens. We're just gonna get through these 2 classes though.
Have you guys have already started?
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah. We're like 4 weeks deep.
Oh damn. Okay. So
Yeah.
August sometimes.
Yeah,
You guys
we're on
going.
we're in week 4
Online?
online.
Damn.
Online's a little rough.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like in one of them, I have like a 99 and change, and then the other one I have like a 50 something. So I didn't turn in a couple of the labs. So it's biology. I just didn't do the labs. Like one of the labs I totally messed up. I don't know how. I didn't figure out the how. But I tried doing it like on Sunday night when it was due, and then I was like,
been there.
I was like, what did I do? Because it just the thing like nothing reacted, and I was like, well, I can't turn this in.
What was the lab?
It was
Some
something,
experiment you guys
yeah,
had
it was
to do?
something where things needed to float with this catalyst and all that, and then nothing floated, and then I was like,
Well,
and then like I was like, okay, well maybe it's like a trick, Then I like keep reading all the thing, and I'm like, oh no, I'm supposed to graph how much I'm like, okay, well nothing floated, so I'm like, all right, I guess I can't graph shit. And I'm like, well, I guess I can't really do this now, can I? There went like an hour of my life. Yeah, and then the other one I was like in Oregon because I was at a funeral.
oh shit. That was the COVID scare thing.
Yeah, that was a
Oh,
COVID.
shit.
Yeah, my aunt got sick. She was fully vaccinated. She is now. Oh, I don't know if I'm telling too much. Fuck it. They don't watch this stuff anyway.
Yeah, you're fine. No, yeah,
it's fine.
you're
I gotta
good.
remember
You're
it's fine.
good.
No one really cares. Anyway, yeah. So she's in a hospital currently.
Oh
It's
shit.
like in a really tiny town, so she got flown out. But that I feel like flown out when you live in a really really tiny town is not as big of a deal. It's really common.
Mm.
She does have pneumonia from COVID. So I did go get tested and like got a rapid test. I was tested before I went up there. And I am fully vaxxed, but
Is she okay? Or is she still
I mean she's
in the
still
hospital?
there. She went
Okay.
there like Wednesday of last week. So
Oh damn.
as far as I know, she's still there, but hopefully she'll be a-okay.
Yeah.
Fingers
And she was fully
crossed.
vaxxed.
Yeah, she was fully
Yeah.
vaxxed. It
Damn.
happens. I don't know what vaccine she had, otherwise we could have gone into a full-on debacle and like in regards to vaccines and how some of them are more effective over some variants than others. We could probably still do that debacle, but because that is totally a thing. But yeah, I don't know which one she had.
Well,
Otherwise,
nobody wants to talk about it, but breakthrough cases are happening
hmm
like frequently.
they're totally a thing. And there's like again, they have like studies in regards to like each vaccine and how effective it is in regards to like the different strains for that reason. And like they're even saying like for us young people, Moderna is like the best one.
Oh, really? I thought it was Pfizer. Moderna's the go-to.
For young people, it had more of a like this is in the very beginning. It
Okay.
showed more of an effective rate. Because like all of them averaged out to like the same effective rate of like 90 something whatever. But like in actual like age groups at the time, at least when I was getting this information, Moderna was a better one for people our age. Um, and then Moderna was actually showing to be more effective against like the Delta variant and everything like longer term, and like actually like maintained more effectiveness, so you wouldn't have to get a booster as soon. Like I'm still even by like what their current studies are doing not due for a booster till like a month or so from now.
The booster thing's getting a little dicey.
It's a little weird.
A lot of
Yeah.
people, there were like two people, I can't think of the organization, I'm drawing a complete
I have
blank,
no
that
idea.
worked at the FDA
This is why I
that
was gonna take
resigned
notes.
over it because they were like, why, like, people don't need the booster. Young people especially don't need the booster.
hmm
What are we're politicizing this
Well,
thing.
like you can't even get it if you like try to go get a booster right now. They're going to. I don't know. Are you vaccinated?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
That's the first time I've
gross.
said that on this. I know. I
Okay,
know.
that's fine. That's your.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
No, I'm not
Edge's
gonna
gonna be
go
like,
there.
listen, we're going to get vaccinated right now, and then we're gonna finish this podcast, and I'm gonna be mad at you for that.
You have your choices. You
I
also
have
don't do
no,
anything.
I don't. I literally work out, and do the podcast, and that is like 99.9% of my life.
Hey, at least you're still working out.
Yeah,
At least you're something healthy.
yeah. At least I can
That's
do
what
that.
dropped. I haven't gone to the gym in like in 4 weeks since I started doing school, and I don't have time when I'm doing work and school and don't go insane. Okay, anyway, some bullshit. I've lost a lot of muscle mass. It's only been 3 weeks, man. That was a side tangent. Anywho, back to the vaccine.
Yes.
Back
I
to
don't
the
have
real
any
stuff.
legitimate reason why I'm not. That's the thing. It's not.
No.
I'm not anti-vax. I'm not like. Uh, 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 uh,
Uh,
like I just haven't. My thing is, I feel like this is gonna be like the flu shot. I feel like this is gonna be a
that's
yearly
like,
thing.
yeah, that's what they're kind of going towards. That's
Yeah.
been like, that's literally what they've said.
Yeah.
How many times over that's gonna be like the flu
Well, they
shot?
started out and they were like, "No, this you get the vaccine,
And
you're
you're
gonna be good."
done.
I think
Yeah,
that's where
fuck
they
that.
fucked up. Is they weren't
They
honest with people, and now people are like, "That's where the anti-vax thing
uh,
started." They're like, "You said that we were
dude.
just one and done, and now you want people to get a booster, and then there's gonna be another one next year." Like, what? This is crazy. And now everybody's at each other's throats.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh shit! Story time.
you're right. She gets more tequila.
Oh shit!
Um,
Okay, okay.
no. So when it comes to like the vaccine and everything, like dead ass, the fake news and misinformation, those lovely terms have really been, I feel like, a driving factor for why a lot of people aren't getting vaccinated, and I can't blame them, because like I dead ass watched a nurse at the bar. Because okay, I was at the bar. Don't judge me. Like we were at the bar, and I watched her instead of like giving this man who's like anti-vax until like everything's like FDA approved. Like this is like the week that it just came out they were approving Pfizer. And so they had just approved it like within 48 hours of this conversation with this person. And I was like, hey, psst, side note, it was just approved. You're welcome. But she like her whole spiel to him wasn't any of like the actual like risks, side effects, and everything that she is aware of. Like she can actually give this person some like legit advice, break everything down, give them like an honest conversation like you would like at the doctor when you go talk to your doctor about getting a vaccine or getting a certain treatment. They're gonna talk to you about risks, benefits, etc. Things you should know. It was just straight emotional manipulation. Oh, well, I watch these kids get sick and it's sad. And do you really want to kill babies? And I was like, you're not saying that right now. And I'm like, that is not your entire spiel. And that's everyone's fucking spiel.
It's sickening.
It's like, you're an idiot if you don't do it. You're killing people if you don't do it. I'm like,
You're gonna kill grandma.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you want to kill grandma? And I'm like, fuck off. I would tell you to go fuck yourself too. And I'm like, the only reason I'm vaxxed is because I'm vaxxed for everything. I'm about it. I don't know. I'm good with the
I'm
vaccines.
about that backslide.
Right? I'm like, I'd rather know which ones are better for me than which ones aren't. Like, I'll probably mess this up. I think it's either one of them has like higher risk. I think it was like for blood clots in
Johnson
women.
and Johnson.
Yeah, in women. But
That's the
that
one they
was like
pulled
they
for a
were
little bit.
they were lying about it. And so they're like, we recommend the Johnson, like, and so like I actually had a doctor like go like, okay, booster Johnson & Johnson, everybody aside from all of you, like circles, childbearing women, because you guys really should not get that. Like, here's some legit information. You shouldn't get it because it's not something, it could cause these issues, etc. You're that one group that should go get something else. And you should be aware of that because, hey, you're a human being and you're checking.
I realized this is now the third time I've done this where I have not set the camera, but we were good because I adjusted it prior to, so we're okay. Keep talking.
Oh, God.
Keep
so
going.
there was no camera this entire time?
No, there was.
Oh, God. Okay, anyway, it's fine. Doesn't help me.
It's disgusting.
But it's disgusting. Like,
It's disgusting.
Because people are just going straight out of their way to go straight into... You haven't vaccinated your kids yet for this thing that's not FDA approved for children yet? Well, no. How about you give me some more information? And then if somebody's willing to actually have that talk and give you more information, you can convince that person. Or you can have them something to actually hold on to and sit and think about. Versus you have no idea that a blood clot might be an actual option for you to get. And then you go and you get this shot and they told you that there's nothing to worry about. You get a blood clot and you start developing problems because of it. I would not trust my government either. And I would be the one that was spieling all the don't you do this. They're lying, etc. Because why would you trust them? Why would you want to listen to them? Why would you want to do anything? I mean, it's the way they've gone about it is just stupid.
It's super manipulative.
It's emotional manipulation. They're missing the point. They're missing how you make informed decisions. They're missing literally the whole point of healthcare, like how you actually go and do things. I'm like, I don't like not doing things based off informed decisions. I rather actually know what's going on. Like, how about we talk about it? Tell me the benefits. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go do it. Tell me the risks. Tell me which one I should get. Like, tell me which one to choose. Actually review that. Like, if there's treatment options for anything, you always talk about them. I actually got pissed at a doctor's visit because I had one of those situations where, like, we're reviewing an issue. Haven't even confirmed this is the actual diagnosis yet. Like endometriosis. We're just going to throw meds at it. My response is fuck off. Like, we're not going to just throw meds at it. Like, don't start messing with my hormones because you don't want to go and confirm that this is a legit thing. Like, actually, let's go through and see like what are the other options aside from just this, and like let's talk about it and let's review it. And I genuinely pissed off a provider doing that because I'm like, no, like let's review it. And they're doing that worldwide with a vaccine. Fuck that.
It's so disheartening because people are getting so like you can't even have a discussion about the vaccine. It's either you're a piece of shit and you didn't get it, or you're like the savior of the world and you got it and you're saving grandma and you're doing your part.
Or you're a fucking sheeple, or dude, let me know what issues you have in 5 years, and you're sitting there like, I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, like why can't we even just talk about it?
It shouldn't be an issue. I don't know.
It's so weird. It's so uncomfortably weird. And I've seen posts of people saying that, oh, if you're not vaccinated and you get COVID, you shouldn't be admitted to the hospital because you're taking a bed up from somewhere else. And I'm like, what are we talking about right now? Okay, so if an alcoholic has an issue, are we gonna not give them a bed because they're an alcoholic? If someone
like you did it to yourself,
if a gangbanger gets shot, are we gonna say, well, you shouldn't have been in a gang, so yes, we can't give. Like, what do we do? What?
Let's just stop. Actually give people care. Like, let's just go ahead and just neglect everybody.
Yeah,
that's just medical neglect.
That's way better. What are we doing? It feels so crazy, and yet people are like, Stephen Colbert, I think. No, I don't know if it was Colbert, but one of those late night talk show guys, had a whole skit about it and was like, listen, if I'm in line and I'm vaccinated and you're not getting my bed, man. I'm not giving a shite for you. And it's like, what happened to compassion? Like, these are These are people we're talking about here.
It's a choice, man. Like there is people who don't get their flu shot every single year, and there's people who work in the medical side of things who don't get their flu shot every year. And they go and they have to, they have to wear a mask. Oh no. Okay. So they have to wear their mask for X amount of time and they have to like follow their things. Like they're, starting to do this thing where if you don't get your shot, you're going to have to get tested, this frequently.
If it's even an option. They're trying to mandate it at most, large scale businesses now.
I'm pretty sure Biden was doing over 100 people, like if you had over 100 people like in your business, it was a shot or tested once a week.
But how many businesses want to pay for the testing to test their employees? I think Delta already said, listen, if you're not vaxxed, bye.
I mean, that's on the business.
Adios, yeah.
That's shitty on the business.
But that's
because
sketchy.
They should be like assisting at the very least in like the ability to do that. Because I mean, if it's something that's still running that rampantly, I get getting tested like weekly.
I think the testing is the best option because if you're vaccinated, you can still spread it and you can still get it.
We have to explain to patients all the time, like, yes, you still have to go get your COVID test, and they're just like, but I'm vaxxed, and I'm like, I'm like, you still could get it, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you could still get it, like seriously, like it's a thing. Like I had to tell somebody before, I'm like, hey, this is canceled. You tested positive, and they're like,
what? I'm vaccinated.
They were just angry. They were just pissed. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They hung up on me.
Oh no.
It was a great conversation. I got hung up on.
It's like, listen, I don't make the rules.
I'm
just trying to help.
Right? I'm like, I was just like, I'm sorry. I'm like, hey. I'm like, I hadn't experienced that situation yet, so I'm just like, you're
sorry.
It's just not a thing right now. Like, yeah. It sucks. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I hope if I do get sick, that I just get to be one of those like not having any symptom people.
I think you'd be fine.
Just nicely asymptomatic. That'd be great. Well, I was afraid I was an asymptomatic like deadly
carrier
walker. Yeah. For a long time.
Were you freaking out when you found out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I worked in like a nursing home, man. Like because we would get tested like monthly.
Mm-hmm.
It was like monthly. But every single like time we'd get tested, I was just panicked. I'm like, shit, am I asymptomatic, just killing everybody right now? like dead ass.
Walking around with the plague.
That's what it felt like. And this is like in the beginning, right? Like fucking early 2020, and I'm just like, oh god. And I'm like, if I just kill like everybody, I don't like I'm killing everybody. And I'm like, oh my. I felt like I couldn't do anything. Like it was just so much.
That's
panic.
A serious weight.
Yeah,
like,
leaving there was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because then there was people who, like, they would talk mad shit, but they were going and hanging out with their, like, parents that just came back from Florida.
Oh, talk mad shit about people
they're
going
like,
out and doing
like,
things.
you could go out and, like, oh, you saw your friend, da-da-da-da. And, like, it was, like, the one friend I'd seen that worked in the building also. And, like, we saw them outside and, like apart and everything. Like, there was, like, so many precautions. Like, and then they were, like, they went and saw their parent that just came back from Florida literally that night and had been gone for, like, and I'm like, bro. I'm like, really?
What are we doing?
I'm like, this is how we're doing this right now? Like, it's just these stupid young people. I'm like, you go see all of your family and friends. You got your nails done. I know I painted these. Bitch, those are acrylics. Those are acrylic nails. You do not just paint your nails. It's like the stories, man. Like people just like, oh yeah, no, I totally just did this myself. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, I'm out. It's cool though. It's fine. And then I got on a fucking tangent. Damn it.
No, that was totally on track.
Like, still, it's just the ridiculousness of like that weird pressure, the social pressure of like being like, yeah. And then every time you get a headache
or cough, you cough in public. Oh, it's not good.
I swear, I always like swallow spit wrong in public areas.
I try to hold it in. I'm like,
it is so awkward, but it always happens like when I'm in public or I just answer the phone or something or like. And I'm like, oh god, not again.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's not what you think it is. Or if I get a headache and I'm like, am I dying? I'm like, oh, right, I didn't have caffeine. Or I'm like, oh, I haven't had water yet today. I probably should have had 5 Kit Kats. Oh, right, sugar, too much. Options. Forget all about it. Because at that moment I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill somebody. Like it's just, yeah, you just instantly think you're a spreader.
It scares me. Like it scares me. Because people are just so divisive. And it's like, that's not good. It's really not good. It's not good for anybody's mental health. It's not good for the country. That's just
There should be like a understanding that human beings are, in fact, human. Crazy concept. We don't want to shut down because we were shut down for a long time and it fucked a lot of us up. Like, I'm sorry, who here had a good time on lockdown and panicking, or on the opposite end of being told they were a piece of shit for like exiting their house at all? Like,
It wasn't good.
no, everyone's done with either end of it. They're just like, can we just,
Not.
yeah, let's not ask questions. Everyone take the risks they feel accept like okay with, do the things they need to, and like just kind of move on.
I think it's the media. I really do. They're just
Crazy
it's this
concept.
fear porn. Yeah, right. I mean,
the
call me
media
a conspiracy
would never.
theorist.
It's
It's just fear porn. They're cramming down people's
fear
throats.
porn.
Fear porn. Somebody said that. I think I heard it on a podcast and I was like, "Oh, I'm adopting that word now." I say it all the time.
It's just stole it. You're
Yeah,
just like,
I'm like,
yoink,
my new word,
mine.
fear
Done.
porn,
Okay.
because it flows off the tongue. It sounds
I
good.
don't
You're like,
think
"What
so.
is that?" No, now we're gonna.
No, I'm
you're
just like, wait, did you say porn?
Yeah, I guess
It
you
took me
hear
a second. I
porn
was
and it's
like,
like,
wait, what?
whoa, okay, where did that go?
Like,
But fear porn.
Fear
No,
porn.
okay.
Sure, yeah, whatever.
We're gonna.
Whatever floats your boat.
Okay,
man.
okay. I think I've already said it a few times, so now
You're at like
it's
10.
out there. Yeah.
You're like 10.
But there was a ivermectin. Have you heard anything about ivermectin?
Yeah, yeah.
There was a Rolling Stones article
Mm.
that said, people were taking this horse dewormer, ivermectin, and getting sick and filling up hospitals in this area, and gunshot victims weren't able to get a bed, which was a complete lie. There were no hospitals filling up. There weren't any cases of people overdosing or even coming into the hospital from ivermectin. It was a complete lie. No gunshot victims weren't like. The whole thing was fabricated. The guy that Rolling Stones talked to, they didn't fact check anything, was a doctor or like a nurse or something that worked at the hospital like 5 years earlier, wasn't even working during COVID, like would not know.
Oh my
And a hospital
gosh.
came out and said, "Oh, this article is bullshit. None of this is true. What are you guys
Fake
doing?" And they
news.
just posted a disclaimer above that said, "Oh, we haven't fact checked this," and left the article up. What the hell is that?
Now there's some great information about people taking that, and there's so many memes about it now.
Yeah,
And then there was shit talking on, was it Joe Rogan?
probably.
Yeah, I think it was actually prescribed. It was a situation.
Oh, he took it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's
He was
crazy?
actually prescribed it by a doctor. Like there was like a legitimate thing because he gotten sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the crazy part is
It's like
ivermectin
an off-label use. It's like fuck off. Yeah, there's like a whole thing. This is like just recently, like an entire thing. I think it's still going on.
Yeah.
It's just like fuck you, CNN, because I'm pretty sure
It's-
CNN was
it-
the one that was like
absolutely.
spreading media bullshit about it. On top of it all,
which is crazy because ivermectin, there's some research coming out that it actually is a good preventative for COVID. Like I think
there's,
Japan is.
like, they still needed more research for it. But yeah, there's like a
Yeah.
legit thing that they're still working
Yeah,
on.
and
it,
they still brand it as the horse dewormer. And if you bring it up, oh, this
horse dewormer.
person's
Fucking-
crazy.
Dude, you're Republican. You're
Yeah.
absolutely like fucking far right, Nicholas.
I feel like
Dude.
this video is probably going to get pulled from YouTube just because we said ivermectin
and
too
Joe
many
Rogan,
times.
and
Joe
CNN.
Rogan.
That whole
And I brought up the
situation.
Rolling Stones article, so now it's
Oh my god, dude! On top of like you can't forget.
it's a wrap.
Like what he. Oh god, I loved. So he made a comment about. I only heard like a tidbit of this podcast too, but he had made a comment like, "Do I need to sue CNN?" Like for like all the slander, because it was like dead acid slander. Like don't get me wrong. This will probably be the one that gets pulled. Yeah, pulled. I'm sorry.
No, I like it. I'm here for it.
But yeah, he was like, like what the fuck, did he like sue CNN? And there was like almost instantly on my feed, like within the next 48 hours on Facebook, of course, there's like, do you remember that situation where this old lady had gotten burned by like coffee at McDonald's and like all that like
Yeah.
shitty, like again, like media came out like, oh, I'm gonna sue her over everything just because my coffee was too hot, like type thing. People turned around and did the same shit to Joe Rogan, where they're just like, people are just gonna sue over everything. Like, oh, CNN reported about me, now I'm gonna sue them. Like, and like those kind of memes started popping up, and I was like, oh, come on, guys, please don't do this. I mean, this is like legit. Like, there's some like actual like it's like there was like more than just slander going on. I don't remember the other thing that was like involved. Like, there's like slander. I think his shit was canceled. I don't remember what else, but I was like, come on. Don't do the memes. Don't feed
Yeah.
it.
There
Like, don't
definitely
feed
needs
the
to be
asshole
more
company.
research, but it's legit enough where people need to stop saying, "Oh, the horse dewormer."
It's
Like
kind of
it's been
funny though.
proven to do to be preventative, preventative against other viruses, and they're trying to apply it to this. And some doctors are recommending it and
Yeah.
having success with it.
Yeah.
But CNN is like, that's not happening. They put a
It's
yellow
funnier
filter over
though.
a picture over the video that he posted to
Mhm.
try to make him seem sicker, like he was doing worse. He
Oh,
talked
that's
about that
funny.
too on that podcast.
See,
Yeah.
I didn't. I only had like I heard a tidbit, and I'm just like, oh, this shit was funny.
Yeah. It's
Just like,
so crazy. But how many people get their news from CNN and are like, "Oh, this is gospel."
lots of
Lots of
people.
people. Or even Fox News. Lots of people.
Fox News. Oh, yeah, that's gonna go well. That's a lot of truth. They preach nothing but truth there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely,
All of them.
100%.
They don't
They
they
would
don't lie.
never
Even
know.
the Rolling Stones, though they got it wrong, blatantly wrong, and lied
Whoa,
about it,
whoa,
they were
Nicholas, that
like,
was absolutely right. That was
yeah. It was
100% true
probably, you know what? It's
content.
probably not even a real story. I probably just read some fake article against them trying to slander the
Yeah,
Rolling
because they
Stones.
would never.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always truth.
Yeah.
Media never lies, obviously.
I mean, it's not like they're making money off of fear porn. I'm gonna keep just bringing that up now.
You
I
had to do the
love
look,
that
like,
word so much.
just
I'm
like,
gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna be like in church or something and say that. People are gonna be like, "What? Oh,
you
what
go to
is
church
this
now?
kid?" I don't, but
Okay.
if I did, I would probably
It's a
still say
super
it.
spreader event.
Can you even? Are they doing
I
church
have no
in
idea, but I
person?
know like when they were doing church, there was like, so this many people got sick from church.
Did you hear about that? There was a Lost Coast Outpost
Mhm.
article about the church over in Myrtle Avenue, and it's like some culty thing. Did
What?
you hear about that? I
Culty?
think it's gospel. Allegedly, I think it's gospel
Allegedly.
outreach,
Okay.
and it formed out of a like hippie group in the 70s, like the guy that kind of made it.
Okay.
But some people came forward to Lost Coast and were talking about how it's diabolical. Like the church is running like brainwashing these kids, so you
Mm.
have to go to school through the church. You're not going. It's almost like homeschooling, but the church is teaching you.
That
And
goes well.
you're not allowed to do certain things. You can't wear certain clothes. All of your free time is spent at the church. You're learning about the church,
Okay.
how to better the church. All this, I'm not doing it justice, but all this crazy shit.
Some solid like
It feels a little,
indoctrinating.
yeah, it
Yeah.
feels a little culty.
Yeah.
And
Start 'em off young.
that's what it is. And like this whole block where the church is owned by the church, and all like the church members live there. It's like a little commune, it feels like. And these people were coming forward and they're like, this is not okay. Like, somebody needs to do something about this.
Someone should probably stop this.
Yeah. And they were like, well, we can't do anything about it. So it's just going to keep happening.
I did not hear about this. That just sounds.
It's all alleged, YouTube.
It's all alleged. There we go. Yeah. Good. Nice.
That's my barrier.
That's a little stamp. Just alleged. No, that sounds like a. I
Little
mean, if I
culty.
was gonna do a cult, I would probably want to start them off young. Yeah, get them used to that at a young age. Because I remember when I went to church at a young age. All that shit's normal. Everything's like, oh yeah, you do these things. It's totally normal. Like, oh, we're supposed to recite this stuff. Totally normal. I was trying to get like what was it? My grandma had like a wine glass, and I wanted to use her wine glass as a little kid. My thought was Jesus says you have to share. You need to share. Like that's the shit that I started pulling. So like as when you're a little kid, you go to church. Like that's the easiest way I think like to get them to stay is absolutely take them when they're children.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let them leave. Definitely don't put them in public schools because they're gonna learn how to cuss when they're 6 like some of us, and that's not good. It's bad.
Is that what happened to you, Angel?
It's what happened to me. I
Cussing
was
at
like
6?
Yeah, I was
God
like 6 years
damn.
old. My grandma was not happy. Probably still isn't happy.
Public
but
education.
They teach you everything. That's how you learn. It's the place to be.
It's way better than being indoctrinated. I don't know. It sounded
It's-
so crazy. I'm not
it's-
doing the article justice,
No,
but it was.
I mean it's definitely in my mind. I'd much rather learn how to cuss at 6 years old than
Jesus is gonna smite you if you don't go sing at choir practice today.
That's a lot of stress. I would be freaking out as a little kid if like that was my thought process that like if you don't do X, Y, and Z, you're gonna get smited.
Yeah, and like all your money is going to like these kids would have to work, but they weren't getting paid because it's going to the church. Like culty
Yeah.
shit.
It's some culty shit. I think I'd rather learn how to cuss. I'm sorry. Like that's just it's I swear it's a better thing. COVID.
Listen, if you get infected now, it's because I'm drinking Corona, so I feel like
Is this your
This
filter?
is
Like, you
my
drink
vaccine
Corona?
right here.
Oh wow.
That was so bad.
It went down the like pipe wrong.
Well, to be fair, tequila has been proven to kill all viruses.
This is a big ass fucking shot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude. I'm gonna set this down.
We cheers. Now we gotta. Besides, I'm already choking over here.
Is there even anything in your
I
cup?
gotta kill the Rona.
Is that even?
We have the exact same pour. I hope you know.
I don't trust this.
Oh,
I fucked
hot
up.
damn.
I
It's
very
alright.
much fucked up.
You'll have another chance to redo it here in a few minutes.
No.
I just don't understand
No.
if like we know
Mm-hmm.
cult. You know what I really don't understand? And I've been giving this a lot of thought. This is what I do in my free time. Why are there not more cults today?
I don't know. That's killing
Like
me.
social media, like if a cult had some good branding and like was trying to bring people in, I feel like it would blow up.
Not more cults though, because okay, so if I was a cult, I wouldn't want to be on social media.
Why? You wouldn't
Well,
want to like
'cause-
get your message out?
I don't want to lean forward anymore.
Oh, you're good.
There we go.
Can you just turn the bottom of the mic? Yes. Yes.
that?
Perfect. Oh
Is
my
this
god.
good?
Great.
Okay, I can't see it through
Yeah.
like the mesh.
Yeah, you're good.
It's hidden.
I know. I
Okay.
got to get another mic like this.
You gotta
for
stop
over there.
touching it though.
I did. Every time I look at you and I touch it, I'm like, don't fucking touch
I
the
like
mic.
I almost called
Don't
you
touch
out, but
the
you like
mic."
stopped yourself a few times, and I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't
Well,
wanna be
because I
that
keep
asshole.
like
You do. Yeah.
continue your story.
Okay,
I'm
anyway.
full of shit.
Oh, right. So what was I saying? I wouldn't want to advertise if I was making a cult.
Okay.
Unless I had to like you had to change what it is. You can't really have it be like a cult. It would need to be like I don't know, a friend group or I don't know, some
Or a
shit
church.
like or maybe a church. Even that's kind of like hard to do, but definitely like a church. You'd have to do it through something else. Like do it through like like women empowering women or like some like play on one of the things that people obviously desire and they're trying to like seek out these groups and these like all that. And I don't think I'd put much advertisement out because you have to be really careful with how you advertise, what you say. You have to make sure like the information that you use is like very limited, or at the very least you'd have to have people like not be as heavy on social media because if they go to watch like a Snapchat story of somebody at this obvious cult event, they're gonna be like, Shelby,
What?
you're in a cult.
But what if it was
Shelby,
like,
what is this?
what if it was popping and you're watching all these videos of like them throwing concerts and like Drake's out there and they got.
I mean, you would have to really have some good funding for that, though. Like, how would you get to that
I just feel like
point?
social media would be such a great advertising platform for cult shit.
It could be. But again, you would have to do it stealthily as
Yeah, you
fuck.
couldn't be like, hey,
Join my
you're gonna
cult.
give us all your you're gonna give us all your money and we're gonna
Hey, this is
brainwash
obviously a
you.
pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be stealthy. And, like, everyone's aware of pyramid schemes now. It's like,
Yeah, that's out the window.
although I feel like I have. Did you get messaged in the past 5 years that like from random people that you went to high school with that was totally a pyramid scheme?
No. Is that something that's been
Really?
happening?
Oh,
to
I think
you?
it's like a
What?
female. I think it was a female thing. It was like within the past 5 years, not the past year, not even the past like 2 years. I don't think, but within the past 5 years, I had like way too many people like had like just females had like message, and I was just like,
With what, like beauty products or
yeah, like it was like beauty things or like other shit. Like it was like just obvious pyramid schemes, and I was just like,
did you say that? Like, oh, this feels a little fishy.
I mean, I just don't usually respond to people in general because I'm really bad. Like I forget. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'll respond later, and then I forget that I didn't respond, and then it's like a week later or like
Yup.
even a day later, and I'm just like, it's too late. Like I can't go back because then I try to go back and I try to respond, and I'm always left on red too, and it's like I can't really say anything because I did it. Like it's my fault. Like I didn't respond fast enough. So
Story
I
of
was
my
just like,
life.
fuck yeah. So I have like
So
I have a
you've got
hard
some
time,
cultish
like,
friends,
I
kind
have,
of just.
yeah. I'm bad at like communicating with my friends, but anyway,
I suck at that,
yeah.
at keeping up with anything.
I'm
And then you hit
so
that weird
bad
point
at
where it's
it.
been like a week, and you're like, is it
Like,
too
how do I
late to like
respond?
respond to this?
Well,
Should
so
I
like I
just keep not
panicked. I was like,
responding?
oh shit. I was like, I don't know how long it even been. It was like, that was I talked way too fast. It just jumbled there. No more tequila. Just
I
for,
can't
like,
make any promises,
okay, but I don't know how long it had been, but like you had messaged, and then I like it was like a day or something. But like I was fast by my terms at
You're fast.
responding. So,
If
like,
somebody
responded,
responds
like,
within the week, I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. We got a convo
yeah, I
going.
was like, oh shit. I was like, I think it was like a day later or something. I'm like, fuck, I didn't, or no. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't have COVID. And I was just like, fuck yeah, no COVID. And I'm like, shit, I was supposed to respond sooner. Like, just whatever that part of the conversation was, I was just like, oh shit. Yeah, I just had a hard time. And I was like, I was tripping out because I was playing D&D on Tuesday, and I was just like, was I
Hey,
supposed to respond
is
faster?
that Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah,
Is that like, are you playing online? Oh, we got to talk about this. I've never played that.
in person.
Like in
I
somebody's
know.
house?
In
Like in
someone's
somebody's
house. I know,
basement?
COVID, like,
In somebody's
caused me-
basement, though?
No,
Oh, okay.
not a basement.
Have you really played D&D if it's not in a basement? I feel like that's a basement game.
Not everyone has basements anymore.
You know what I want?
A basement?
Conversation pit.
Oh. A conversation.
Interesting
That's better than
segue from a basement? Yeah.
That's better than a basement.
Okay, times though. How? Okay, explain to me what D&D is, because, like, I've only heard, like, you know, there's that stigma, like, oh, it's like the
Some
nerdy
nerdy-ass
guys.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. But what is it? Like a board game?
Sure. Not really. No, kind of yes, no. So
Like
there's,
Monopoly? That's what I picture. Is like
No,
people
it's not
rolling
like
dice. Like,
Monopoly.
oh, you gotta pay me. Like,
okay, so
you
there's
landed
like
on this square. No, I'm way
No.
off. Okay.
So like you're gonna need like a handbook, right? Because you're gonna need like to know like the rules and shit. So it's like have you played like an RPG online?
Like Skyrim.
Pretty sure
I played
an
Skyrim.
RPG,
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Yeah, so it's an RPG
Okay.
in person. So you're gonna choose whether or not you're gonna be like a fucking halfling or an elf or, okay, again, nerdy shit, bard, you know, whatever. You choose your character, you choose like your class and things. So you choose like, you know, what it does. So like I am a druid elf.
That's
So
your go-to.
That is, I've only played once. This is like the only time I've ever played in my life. I'm like a newer nerd on that
You're
side.
like you're the expert in the room though.
And I'm
know
not even an expert,
nothing.
right? I'm over here like I don't know shit. But I'm a druid elf in this game. And we have like a half elf, warlock. There's like, I fucking don't remember what this other person is, but he's our heavy hitter, so I always forget. I don't remember what the fuck he is.
So like
though.
each person
So, like,
has like
everyone has
different
yeah, like there's there's your
characteristics.
race and like your class. So like you have
Okay.
like different stuff. And then I can learn like spells and shit. And so when we like go on our little adventure, the DM like tells us kind of what's going on, and then we choose how to like interact with the world. Whether we're gonna like walk up and go like to the bar and like a couple of us learned how to brew like at this bar because we were just there for 2 weeks. So we learned how to brew, and now every time we go to a new town, we go make money working at the bar real quick, and then we go off to do our task. And that's always like he always like prompts it like, oh yeah, there's this thing happening, and then we go on this like little adventure and have to go kill some shit. And so like there's casters that are casting spells, just really nerdy. You have to roll for all of your like for a lot of them. Some of them like you roll to see if you hit. Other times you have to like roll to see how much damage. You have to roll to see if you can, you know, be charismatic as fuck. Different shit.
Can you do me a favor? Just pull that down slightly. Down. That was forward. I appreciate that.
I can't see.
Grab like right here, up a little bit.
This?
Up a little bit more. That, and then just push down. Perfect.
That's too
oh my
much.
god,
That's
perfect.
scared
Now
me.
I can
Okay.
see you. Okay.
Okay. Oh, you're trying
So
to
is this yeah. So is this so that the rule book, are you buying that? Like that's the part that you buy like you would
you
a
would
board
buy
game?
like dice and a rule book, yeah.
Okay, so the
and like
rules
the
are the
DM would have
same.
one too.
Is the story the same? Like each time you
Fuck
play, are you
no.
going? Are you working at this?
Same place? No, you're like it's dependent on the DM.
Which
So,
is
like-
DM is.
Oh, Dungeon Master. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, what the?
So like there's
I'm thinking
basically-
direct message. Like, what are we doing?
Like,
This is
they send
Tinder or
a
what?
message. No. So like there's somebody is in
Okay,
control
time
of the
out.
game.
You gotta turn the mic. Just like I'm struggling today. You got perfect. Okay, we're good. Continue.
This is- yeah,
DM.
Okay. So the DM is a dungeon master. They like tell you more or less like what's going on. If you're like, oh, can I do like a charisma check? Which is like I would roll to see if I could if I had like enough charisma to do something. So like there's certain classes that have more charisma, blah blah blah. Tells your backstory and shit. More or less, it's like an RPG, but you make your character from these options, and you have a backstory that enhances certain features. Like you might end up with like a fuck ton of wisdom, which like helps like your perception and all that, and then like next to no strength, which is my ass. And then you go on these adventures based off like what your dungeon master says, like where you're at and like what's going on, and you're like, oh, can I roll for this? Or like, oh, what's the situation here? Can I ask them about blank? And they give you information. You can roll for shit, and you kind of just keep going on. So it's like a, in-person RPG, but you don't really know what the game is, and you don't really get to like redo certain things like you would with an RPG where you just like restart your game online.
It's continuous all
It's
the
a
way through.
continuous. So you're just going.
Is the dungeon master like making up the story as he
Yes.
goes along? Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
he
he
gets to decide
knows-
what's happening.
Yeah, so he usually has an idea for the story, obviously. Like he has something planned, and he has like options too. He's just like our last game, we encountered was it a troll? Giant. Frost giant. We encountered a frost giant. Basically, if we'd insulted this frost giant in any way, he was gonna kill us.
Okay.
Nobody insulted the frost giant, because I was like, fuck that, do not lie to this guy. Like, don't do it. Was it I might be wrong. I might have mixed up our things. But anyway, then we had later encountered like some yetis or some shit. So like that was like the area that we're in. And then we had to like, okay, so knowledge roll. Does anybody know like how the fuck to kill it? Yeti. Like look at that shit up online. I'm like, we need fire guys. They're like, you don't know that, Angel. I'm like, okay, my bad. I don't know that. And I'm like, okay, does someone have a check for this? And then we were able to find out, okay, we do know this. We can use like fire type spells and shit. So it's things like that where you have to like, you have to work together to like fight and like do certain things. And it's just like this action-y game that you're just playing like in person with these people around you. And then you have to have like weird conversations where some people like actually try and change their voice and stuff. And it's like funny. And I'm like, did you just change your voice for your character? And I was like, that's okay. It's funny. Like I laugh because I was like, that's some nerdy shit. And like they'll play music in the background sometimes, like during the fight moments, and I'm just like,
my
oh
God.
shit, we're getting into it.
It feels like it would be a fun drinking game. Like if everyone was buzzed and you're like, okay, let's play some.
I don't think I haven't played sober. Like I always have like ciders and shit.
Okay.
I haven't been like 100% sober. Like I think I've grabbed these like almost, or Golden State, or something. But yeah, it's pretty fucking interesting, man.
Okay.
So
when you roll the dice, is it for like a move? Or it's like...
Well, it's to see if like you land a hit sometimes. So, like if I'm trying to cast a spell to like attack somebody,
You have to hit the right number.
Certain spells require you to actually... Most of like my attacks are going to require me to be like over a certain number. And so they have like... They have the number. They know what it is. Like, it's like 13. Sometimes like 18 or some shit.
The Dungeon Master knows.
The Dungeon Master.
Okay.
So
and he just picks a number.
I think it's based off like the actual like out of the Dungeon Master's handbook, like depending on the monster. There's an actual thing where he has to roll for some of it. So I'm sitting there rolling, and there's fucking days, man, where you roll shit the entire game through. I've had days where I didn't roll anything, and I'm just like, fuck this, and like fuck this entire game, and I'm like, I have no purpose for being here aside from getting hit. I can't do anything, and it sucks ass. I'm like, okay, I guess I just heal people. So I can spam some healing shit.
And how long is the game?
We usually do like a few hours.
Okay. So like a game of Monopoly. Like it can take a bit.
Yeah, it can take a minute. Like you take a couple hours and then you're done. And you can usually tell when like sometimes the dungeon master might speed shit up a little bit if it's like late and you're just like over here
Let's
yawning.
wrap this up.
Like,
yeah.
Like 10 and I'm just like, I just would like to go the fuck to sleep. I'm like, okay. I'm an old lady, man. I can't.
Oh, dude, I'm in bed I try to be in bed by 10 most nights.
By 10?
Yeah.
It's a good time to be asleep by.
Yeah.
If I'm out past 10, like I need to be drinking tequila.
Hey.
This is like, yeah, it's how I stay awake, obviously. It's tequila.
It's a good way to stay awake.
Tequila's the best one. Yeah, I haven't. It's not a tequila problem, I swear. Tequila and ciders.
Good combo.
It's the go-tos.
Okay, so, I mean, D&D is popular, right? I feel like a lot of people play that, but it's like low-key. Like, most people don't understand. I don't understand it.
I probably wouldn't, and I don't know if I would announce it, that I play D&D all the time, because
well,
there's an instant...
You definitely just did.
I did, but I don't See, okay, in my mind, I have to pretend this is like
Yes, that works
not
for me.
happening at
Yeah.
all. This is not
We're
real.
just we're just two people talking.
Yeah, you fuck it up every time you tell me to move the mic, though. So every
I
time I feel
know.
like shit,
Well,
I
because
have to
I'm
move
trying
the
to be
mic.
more. We're not even. I'm trying to be more conscientious for people so that it's like placed well. But we're not talking about the mic anymore, and I'm not touching the mic anymore. We're talking about D&D. So
That I would
but
not
the
admit.
story is different
Would.
each time, right? So it's not like you're
Yeah.
playing like a repetitive thing.
No, you're not doing the same thing every single time.
Okay.
Like, I totally rolled a hit on a bard once. It was hilarious.
I don't know what a bard is.
It's just, I say
A
an elf
thing.
then.
Okay.
So yeah, like,
An elf.
X creature here. Like,
Okay.
insert, like, thing. It was funny. It was at the bar. You can just do whatever. You can do shit. Made potions. Became, like, a kind of an alchemist.
So
can
the
do shit.
Dungeon Master's Handbook is kind of like a general guideline of like what can be done, what can't. Not like a strict storyline flow necessarily.
He can choose whatever he wants. I mean, so there's creatures that exist, and he makes the map. Like, he
Okay.
makes, like, the world. So he has to literally create this world. He has to create what's in the north, all this, the continent style, the whole nine. If you go into, like, a dungeon, he has created this dungeon.
Okay.
He has, like, made this and, like, planned it out, mapped out the traps, the whole nine. Like, we have a rogue who has to, like, check for traps whenever we go into a dungeon. And if he rolls low enough, he don't find shit when he should have. And I'm like, I'm not walking in there. I'm like, I don't trust that. I'm like, no. I'm like, you walk first. You fucked up that roll. That's on you. Yeah, there's things like that where it's like, he has to literally go, or she, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, don't
Response.
assume their gender.
I know.
God.
I'm obviously reflecting back
Angel.
on the dungeon master that I have. But anyway, person, human being of sorts, I'd assume, is, the dungeon master, and they have to make it all. Or they might, like, work with some of their friends, like, come up with, like, different ideas and everything of, like, what they're gonna do, and, like, maybe they'll, like, borrow, like, certain, ideas from each other, like, certain, like, monsters they should face in the end, and, like, a lot of the times it's like themed, based on, like, location. So I think we were, like, in a wintry area, so we were experiencing, like, frost giants and, like, yetis and these weird frozen sea creature things. So, like, there's just different shit based off of, like, different areas and, like, what the main thing is. Like, we were facing, like, the undead. I think, like, the main thing that we had to kill was, like, a vampire. He was pissed because we, like, left fairly unscathed, actually.
I think that's cool though. It's kind of like
it's good teamwork when you, like, leave without having, like, any major issues.
So do people die and then they're out of the game? Like, can you get excluded from the game?
You can die, and we'll usually, like, heal the person
And bring
whatever.
them back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually whatever.
Okay.
Like, one of our players has a dog, and the dog has gotten knocked on its ass many times.
Keeps coming back for more.
We absolutely heal the dog every time, okay? Like, the dog does not get to die. We save the dog every time.
That would be me. I'd be like, listen, if anybody dies, I don't care, but the dog is staying.
Like, we gotta keep the
important.
dog.
Yeah.
Although, we did have somebody who was in the group, like, playing D&D with us in the very beginning, and then they just kept missing shit, and then they just...
Dice rolls.
No, they kept, like... Sorry, they kept, like, missing the actual games.
Okay.
And then, after a certain amount of times, he had, like... He just, like, rode away for his, like, player to, like, bounce out, and he's like, you'll see him later. This fucker has popped back up, right? Like, they're not the actual player, but his, like, character, and it's now part of, like, this not so good side of things, and I'm totally gotta kill his character. And that's some shit you can do as a DM, where you're like, oh, you wrote this cool character out, but you're not coming to the thing, and then, okay, you're kicked out of the thing. All right, now I'm gonna bring him back as a villain for everybody else to fight now, later on. It's like...
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Like, you had to pick, like, a fucking... I don't remember what he was, like a warlock or some shit, I don't know. Powerful enough thing, like wild card, whatever, and you're like, oh, that's gonna be great to try and kill. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Wow, okay, so D&D.
D&D, yeah, like
There you go.
RPG shit.
Okay. I did not know.
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fun.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's an interesting thing to do with friends and whatnot. It's a good way to get some, like, social interaction in there.
Yes. How many of you
Yes.
guys are playing? Is it like a set, like you have to have at least 3 players?
I don't even know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I assume you could probably
I
technically
mean, you're
do it
supposed
with,
to be
like,
the
2.
expert,
I've
so
only done this one thing, and I don't ask nearly
God,
enough
Angel.
questions. I know. I'm
You just
fucking
went with the flow. You're
up.
like, okay, what am I supposed to do?
I literally, yeah, I was just like the like we were like making our character sheets and everything, and I was like, so what do I put here? And I'm like, and what goes here? And I'm like, and what's in this box? And what's in the and, like, and how
I
do you
think the only
determine
time
that?
I've like seen D&D was like on The Big Bang Theory when they played for like an
I
episode.
don't even recall that episode.
I
I first
I
thought this is
think.
bad.
Oh no.
I thought of oh fuck, what is that one called? Well, the little kids and like the little girl named 11.
Codename Kids Next
Stranger
Door. Oh,
Things.
that just
I
got
thought
awkward.
of
I was thinking of it.
that. You thought of
Whoa,
something way cooler.
You said 11, and I was like, what? What's numbers? Oh,
No,
that old TV show.
That's way cooler. No, I was thinking of like the first episode of Stranger Things, which is like where I can barely like remember they were playing like D&D.
Isn't that a good series? I haven't seen it. I've heard
It's
people rave
it's
about
a
it though.
series.
Okay, you're not a
Yeah.
fan.
I mean, I think the first season was good. I think they should have stopped,
Yeah.
but they didn't.
Uh,
They continued on. It's like a lot of things where like they go to continue on, they kind of just make things like a little like
the Fast and Furious saga.
oh, that's a really blatant example of like this was good the first time.
The first few ones were good. I think they should
The
have stopped
small handful, maybe.
after Paul Walker. I think that would have been a good end
They
point to
should have
just.
stopped before Paul Walker.
mean,
No
yeah,
offense,
but-
but like, come on.
7 was good. I mean, the
gotta-
ending got me when they drive off in separate directions. I'm like,
Oh, your
my
heart,
heart, man.
damn, hit. Yeah, I don't think I watched. I can't remember if I watched that or not. I watched that, like, obviously that scene because it was all over Facebook
It was
and
everywhere.
shit.
That song
Oh,
blew up.
God, these lights are great. I like looked
Were
up
they
on
here last
accident.
time when you were here?
I
don't know
know
if
there
I-
were bright lights. I don't know if they were this bright of lights.
I don't
But I
think
was like, if
so.
I knew there would be this. Oh, I feel like I should have brought like Mac Studio or something like
No.
face.
I had
Like brought out the good like
no.
full
You're
on
good.
like.
You're good.
I like this is like those studio lights, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
was not prepared. For
I had
that.
I
It's fine.
feel like when you were last on, I had construction lights because those were like I had 3 legit like construction lights. Shout out to my dad. And then I was like, I
Probably.
gotta get some better lighting in here because the video was looking
It wasn't looking the best.
It wasn't looking great. It wasn't looking great.
Well, this is like studio lights. Like I remember not to roll my eyes because I burned them a second ago. And I gotta like just pretend that I'm not.
We're just sitting here talking. It's just 2 people.
Yeah.
In a room, in a garage.
Is this a garage?
Yeah,
Oh,
that I remodeled into da da da.
it's a small garage
It is.
actually.
You'd have to have like a compact to get in here. My truck would fit in here though. It's not that.
It's like a
It's
little.
not crazy. It's
like-
small.
It's just small. It's not a bad setup though. Like don't get me wrong.
Thank
It's
you.
not bad.
It's getting there. I've got some
I just-
ideas. That's
This always, I always just love the fact there's alcohol
That's-
sitting there. Like it's just like God, you just understand people.
yes, for
on
people
that
that can't, for people obviously that can't see it because it's not in the video. We have a
Oh.
nice little wet bar going on.
It's
It's healthy. It's a healthy little bar action. I feel
Yeah.
like you're eyeing the tequila like you
no,
wanted
I was
another
not
shot.
eyeing the
It's like,
tequila.
that's just
I
what
was like
happened.
thinking back into horror about how I had tequila go down my face. Actually, and I was like, "Oh right."
I didn't even see it. I was too busy
Oh.
focusing on my shot. I was like, ugh.
I was over here just like, and there went tequila because it's such a big fucking like. There was too much in there for a big ass cup.
No,
and I
I
knew
filled
this was
it
gonna be the problem.
to like the red Solo cup line at the
It
bottom
was
for the
totally
shot.
beyond that. No, that's some bullshit.
Sorry, we'll do another one, I guess. Yeah, it's coming together. I
It's-
want to
it's
do.
nice,
I
nice.
want to start doing like live video. Like maybe put a camera off to the side. I don't know. I got ideas.
What is this?
I've got some ideas.
What's the Growing Pains with Nicholas Flores official/unofficial marathon 4 hours 41 minutes November 1st 2020?
I woke up one day
Uh-huh.
and decided I was gonna run a marathon as I started running. Yeah, I went out. You remember kind of where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started running to Ridgewood, and then I ran back to my house, and my parents were with me on bikes, riding alongside. And the plan was just to run to Ridgewood and back. And then I was like, you know what? I've got a little more in me. And so then we started running towards like the water tower from my house. And at like mile 6, I was like, I think this is going to be a marathon. I think that's what this is.
How long is a marathon again?
26 and like .3 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, just woke up Forrest Gump style, started running. And that's what that was. And my mom made a little plaque for it.
That's actually really cute.
I know.
That is
I
really
know.
cute.
It was
I was
so
just like,
cool.
what the fuck
It
is
was
up
so
there? I'm like,
cool.
is that? I'm like, is he wearing a muscle shirt? Is
And
that
it's like, I wore like the douchiest outfit. I was in
Oh, dude.
shorts and a cut off
Yeah.
muscle. Like I should have been way more shredded lifting weights or something. No.
It is slightly douchey. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's
And I got at like mile 25, I got a nosebleed. So I'm just, because I had one water bottle. And like we would try to fill it up because we didn't like plant. So I didn't have like salt tablets. My mom brought at like mile 24. She grabbed like 4 salt tablets and I was pounding them with like Gatorade. But I had like 2 bottles of water max the whole time because I think we filled it up. Like I ran down to Old Town and did that trail down there back and forth. And we managed to fill up the water at like a water fountain outside of Seamus. Yeah,
Sorry.
not great.
face.
But I was like so dehydrated. It was a mess. Those last 2 miles were rough. I just ran around the armory and I was like, I can't even run home. I just gotta finish. And so my mom got the car and drove up because my dad stayed with me on his bike. And I couldn't stop. We were supposed to go out to dinner for my sister's birthday that night. I couldn't
Oh,
stop running, so I dove sideways into the car and kicked my feet out the window because I was cramping. I was like, I tried to stop and I was like, I can't stop. Like I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna die if I stop running. And they're like, just lay horizontal. Didn't help, but we made it to dinner, and then I started drinking because I was like, I can't sit down. Like I don't know what's happening. It was so bad.
oh,
It was so bad, but worth it in a weird way. And yeah, so I got a plaque.
nice.
Yeah,
Good job.
thank you. I think I'm gonna do. There's this challenge called the 4x4x48,
Okay.
which is you run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because now I feel like it's a tradition. Like I have to do something on the first, just because I'm psychotic like that.
You like you're gonna create like a thing and like just have like different plaques just
Yeah.
cover the
Well, I don't know
entire
if I
wall.
don't I don't know if I'll get a
Like-
plaque for this one. They're not looking forward to the idea of doing that,
Okay.
but yeah, little torture action I think is important.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's it's kind of. I mean, running is healthy like in itself, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know about to that
like,
extent.
Everything else might not be.
Everything past the
like-
running part is not. Is
I mean, like
probably
the
not good.
moderation's like in moderation. Like running's good.
You're running a
I don't
couple
know,
miles
like,
a week.
Four. I don't know.
Every 4 hours.
That's a little like.
That's a little intense.
I was like shook when I ran a mile. Cause like I was working out at a place that would like make you run a mile and like or make you like half a mile and run like a mile at the end and like or half a mile at the end like and split it up.
What were you doing?
Fuck, what is it called?
Come on, kid.
I'm still like halfway through this. Soulfire and Fitness. It's like this little place in Henderson Center, and they dead ass have you like. So if anybody sees a redhead every once in a while running, on like was it Harris? So like you'd go from like Henderson Center like over to Harris and like wrap around. That was for a very good reason called I was getting fit. Okay, and I've lost so much muscle mass. It's only been like a month, but
But you look great.
I didn't
mean,
have
you
much.
look great.
Dude, this is not. This is sad. Like,
Oh,
don't get me wrong, I didn't
oh.
have a lot anyway, but like, it was better. I don't know. I've switched out exercise for Kit Kats.
I mean, solid trade though. Kit Kats are Oh,
It's not worth it. It's not the same. It's okay though. I'll fix it. I swear. Maybe.
so Soul Fire and Fitness, they'd
But
have you do that
they'd
at
have
the
you like
start
they
and
have like
end.
these really cool like classes, and they're only 50 minutes long,
Okay.
but you do so much shit.
Are they
Like
like high intensity
yeah,
interval
it's like these
training?
like they're
Yeah,
like the fit
hits.
classes, the ones I would go to. Like they're called fit class. And half the time there was like I'd go on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and there'd be like running, obviously, for like either like minimum like half a mile. Like I don't think I ever like went to a class where I didn't have to run. So there'd be like running. Half time I was running a mile in it. Uh, and that was like a warm up. And then you'd go back and then you'd have to do fucking like weights and shit. And there's different like circuits. There's always like some sort of like circuit. And you'd be on like the row machine and have to do like 100 calories for your warm up or some shit. I had a deadlift in there. I had to fucking do hella like different like weird squat jack things that just fucking kill you. It's just lots of shit that I'm like, I can't. Cut like farmer's carries. Bruh, the thought of those is killing me
I know. I was
already.
gonna
I'm
say
like, I
you're
was like
getting like,
getting exhausted.
oh
Just thinking, like,
shit.
oh god, farmer's carries. No, but it's like legit. Like,
It sounds like a good workout.
yeah, I always left sore. Like my entire body. Like, and then there was like times where we would do like leg day, and then like the very next week also do leg day, and then like I was like, wait guys, where's arm day? Or like, but usually it was arm. And I'm like, wait, we have to like switch off because if I missed the wrong class,
Yeah,
I'd
then
end
your
up doing
lower body's
like.
gonna be jacked and
Yeah,
your
and then
upper body's
like
gonna be so small.
or like half the time it was the upper body was getting jacked, and like I had like shoulder muscles popping in that I was like, whoa,
Your
where'd this
traps
come
just like
from? That's
huge.
probably why my shoulders have been killing me because I haven't done anything, and I think that was helping my neck pain. Actually, a lot was doing the workouts, including like shit where you had to fucking like hold on to a bar and supposed to do like toe touches and shit. I cannot do a
Those
toe
are
touch.
intense. That's a serious core workout.
That is insane. I can't do it. I can do like knee raises, but there's like toe touches
Yeah, I can get
involved.
like half. I don't think I could
I
go
don't
the
know.
whole
There's like
way.
yeah, there's the deadlifts. There's like the weird like different press things. There's the weird like the like snatches. There's so many versions of like snatches. Like holy shit. Like where you have to like do like different versions of like lifting and pushing up a thing like that. I didn't realize there were so many options for this. But there's a lot. And they do different things and I'm like, what the fuck? But dumbbells are weird and there's a lot of things you can do. And it was a great workout. It was a great time. I haven't been there like a month. So
That was your go-to, those like class workouts?
yeah.
Okay.
I would never work myself out that hard. Like I wouldn't even like I would think that I was working out hard if I went to like anywhere, like Calcorts, Planet Fitness, whatever. I'd think that I was doing a good job because I'd be there for like over an hour or something. When I did do that, which was not often. It was a lie. Because I would show up to this fucking class and trust, man, they like push you way fucking harder and you have to do shit that you would never think of doing. And because you're sitting there like, how the fuck do I do this? And they're like, you're this like this. This is how you're doing this. And you're like, okay, yes, ma'am.
Having that like external motivation helps, where somebody's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you're gonna do this.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah,
Do
here's
as
it's
many
all
as you
laid out.
can.
You don't have a choice. Like it's not like you can quit after 5 burpees. Like no, you're gonna do the full 25.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna go
Or
run.
like right, or you're gonna do it until like the time ends, or like there's certain things you do till the time ends, and then I know those are certain things you do till the time ends, and there's other things where you do it and like you do all of these and then you move on. So there's certain things at the very end that you might not get to, or it's you might not hit like the full 100, but you're gonna go fucking do your run right after it. Like a second 5 minutes is up, go like. So it was definitely like pretty fun, cool. I will admit.
The hardest I've ever had a workout was I was doing like this MMA personal training back in high school, and I threw up after the warm up. I legit threw up. It was in her garage / she had like this big yard. I threw up after the workout, and she just like grabbed a towel and I cleaned it up, and she was like, "Okay, let's keep going." I was like, "All right." And we did like another hour after that. Like the warm up, I threw up and I was like, "Holy shit! What is happening?" But it's
weren't
weird.
ready.
Like you can push your body so much farther than you think you can.
Yeah.
It's like that
It's
mental wall of like, "Oh no, I've hit my max," and then you go further and you're like, "Oh shit, I got a lot more in the tank."
where you're literally struggling to do something, like arm wavering, or like your body's just like, you can't run this extra, like you already did a mile or whatever, like you can't do it, but you just keep going. And then you almost fall, probably, or you
Yeah.
might almost drop
Or you
something,
throw up.
or you throw up. Yeah, I like almost dropped some shit on my face, like,
Oh,
and I'm
no.
like, oh shit, like when like your arms like wavering to a certain point, you're like,
You
I'm just gonna
start
put,
shaking. You're like,
yeah, like
"Oh,
you're
get
shaking
it
because like I
up."
don't fucking like, I don't have fucking muscle for shit, but like shit starts like wavering, and you're like, oh right, there's I don't want to break my teeth.
Yeah.
So many of that. So there's a
Yeah.
certain point where
I don't need
you're gonna put
plastic
it down, but like
surgery.
you're just feel
Like,
like, okay, there it is. That's great.
yeah. I
It's a good,
love
it's a good feeling.
working
Yeah,
out's great. I think
I
it's like
think
a good,
I need to go do that. It brings focus.
yeah.
It's
And
good
it
for your
like
brain.
clears up all the bullshit in a weird way. Like you focus and
It's good for your brain. It's good for your emotional standing. It's good for like a lot of shit. Good for your heart,
good for your
obviously.
body.
Your lungs.
Good against the severity of COVID.
I was
Oh,
waiting for you
so
to
I
say
know.
that. I was just
I
like,
had to.
I was like, where is it? I was just like, oh, like he's queuing up COVID talk. Got it. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're
But no, it's
healthier,
good.
dead
Yeah.
ass. Like,
If you're
yeah.
healthier, life is like your body is just better. You're gonna be happier.
Right? Kit Kats just don't do it.
Well, I mean, Kit Kats are great too.
They don't do it
Yeah, you're not gonna
though.
feel the
Like,
same after a Kit Kat as you would after the gym.
it doesn't feel nearly as good.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those like you eat like 4 Kit Kats and you're just like, okay. Like when I say 4 Kit Kats, I gotta like admit like the small ones, the little itty bitty twofers. Okay, like
Okay.
for reference.
Not the like
Not like
jumbo.
a,
not
I
the
just
jumbo
realized
Kit
like
Kat.
most people are gonna think of like a Kit Kat, and I'm like, wait, hold on, like the little itty
Okay.
bitty like
Little disclaimer.
necessary disclaimer, not like 4 huge Kit Kats, but like, although I think I ate like almost an entire bag of Kit Kats the other day, so I mean really, might as well just
My thing is those
fucked
Cinnabon
up.
cinnamon rolls, the big ass
What?
ones.
Oh,
Oh
the
my,
big ones,
dude, I
dude.
can go to
I
town
don't know.
on a plate of those.
Okay, so since you work out,
Oh.
so I well, cause I know. Okay, so I didn't work out obviously for like you know me. I didn't work out for a long time. So going into working out this year, like, did you just get like suddenly like ravenous? I started eating so much fucking shit. When I first started working out, my body was like, what the fuck are you doing to me? And I started eating so many brownies.
Brownies.
Brownies. I was craving
Go to.
brownies. So I was
Okay.
literally making brownies on like a weekly basis. But I was still like losing fat and gaining muscle because my body didn't have like enough to like
Yeah, you're burning
on
a
its
shit ton
own.
of
Yeah, so I was
calories.
just burning shit like crazy. Obviously, I can't eat fucking brownies right now. It's bullshit. But like, I got fucking like ravenous, man. I was so hungry. The fuck? Like, is that
Your
just
body
like a
needs
thing?
fuel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
just
yeah,
a
because
thing. You're just burning so much fucking
you're
calories.
burning
So
a
like,
lot of calories.
I was not used to that. Okay, I did not live my life like this. Like this was not my goal. Like this. Well, okay, it was a goal actually for a long time, but like it wasn't like my life for a long time. So I'm over here like, why am I so
What is
fucking
happening?
hungry? I was
What's
like
with the
freaking out.
brownies?
Like I think I went like peed on a stick just in case. I like freaked out. Like
Oh
what's
my
wrong with me?
God.
I'm like, oh my god, is this normal? And I was like, oh god, thank God, it's just my body's not used to having.
Yeah, I
actually
eat
burn this
I
many
eat a
calories.
shit ton. I eat
Okay,
like
yeah, good.
an inhuman amount of food. I could like my parents every time we eat food and they're like with me, they're like,
Why?
yeah,
I'm
what?
like, what's wrong
You
with
still
you?
have room? Like you're gonna keep just okay? You're just gonna keep eating?
You're
Yeah,
just gonna keep going.
yeah.
Good job.
Like eating around other people is awkward because they're like, oh, all that's for you, and I'm like, yeah, yeah,
I'm just gonna keep going.
buffet style. I could probably feed a small family, but that's okay. Like a pizza, like a full on like family size pizza.
You just eat to the dome,
I could kill it
dude.
for like lunch. I could kill it, which is so awkward, but yeah, I could put it down, no problem.
Damn,
Yeah.
fair. I can eat an entire tray of brownies. Like,
Hey,
we all got our problem.
we've all got it.
Everyone's
We've all
their
got
problems
it,
here.
right? Yeah.
I mean, not right now. I actually can't. Actually, I cannot imagine eating a full tray of brownies right now. I fucking did a couple weeks ago, a few times, like in a single night.
Okay.
They were fresh brownies.
Brownies are so good though.
They
Have you
were
just not been
day-
working out because of COVID?
No, I have. Well, fuck that. I was working out during
Oh.
COVID. That's why I
Oh.
started working out. Was during.
That's
COVID.
when you started? Oh wow.
Was this? Yeah, it was literally this year.
Oh shit.
Since the last time I saw you, I started working out, and then It's just from school starting. Actually, literally the past 4 weeks. So I've just literally have not gotten my groove down.
Just a time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to be doing homework.
I'm glad I could help you procrastinate.
I didn't finish. I finished doing some of my homework that was due yesterday. I have not
Well,
done
that's
that
probably a good thing.
like I did that yesterday, obviously.
Yeah.
I did not move on to the homework that was due today though, for a different class. But it's a discussion.
Oh, like a discussion post? Yeah, you can BS those so easily.
Well, and
I
okay,
really like what you said. I also agree with
that's the
this.
secondary post. Also, I don't play that shit. Fuck that.
Oh, I
I'm
play
meeting
that.
all the criteria. Number 1. We meet all the criteria.
You're one of those people that starts the thread and then I join in and I'm like, oh yes, you make some really valid
you
points.
have to do your initial post.
Oh, you gotta do 2.
3. So your initial post is your solo post responding to whatever the fuck the thing is, like the prompt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your second post, it needs to meet your second and third posts are replies to other people's posts. We have to meet the criteria, like which I don't remember bio having much of a criteria aside from like respond to blank or like make it better or like whatever. So bio is definitely one for the response post where half the time you can be like, I feel you, fam. Although I still won't do that. I'll still go in there and just be like, I got this. Like I think last week it was like, relate to how someone's struggling or, give them an idea on how to deal with this, this thing better. Cause like you just had to post, oh yeah, this was really cool. Or I had a problem. Like I didn't understand this. And so if someone was like, I didn't understand this. You can like jump on there and be like, hey, this is
what I did.
Yeah, this is what this is. Like side note, which I did. Someone was like, I don't really understand this concept and how they're correlated. And this other person responded and was like, maybe just memorize the material. Don't try to understand it. Dead ass. That was the response. So my response was, of course, a detailed explanation of the entire thing, divvied up into like 3 paragraphs with a TLDR at the bottom. Because I have a problem.
Hot damn.
I have a fucking problem. This is why I don't like classes. Anyway.
That's good though. That's good for your grade.
Not really.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I do like that much of a post or if I do like
they don't take that. The professor doesn't take that into account?
Not for that class. That class, I think I just need to actually just submit everything. And of course, that's the one where I didn't finish during my labs.
God damn it, Angel. What are you doing?
No, it's okay. This is a semester where I don't quit. I usually quit if I don't get a good enough, like if I'm not like doing 100% the entire way through, I'll drop. Okay. So if I have like an off week or something, which I did have this like right off the bat because my grandpa died right off the bat this semester, and then my grandma on my mom's side is on hospice, so like instantly did not have a good time for school. I would have totally quit normally because in one class I have an F because I did not turn in my labs, and I'm saying fuck that, I'm gonna keep going.
Well, that's good.
And then the other class I have a 99 something %, but because I didn't turn something in, I would have normally quit by now because I didn't turn something in. Just missing one assignment. I don't know why.
Is it like a desire to like be perfect type thing?
It is the weird thing to like try and have like a perfect grade. So like in one class I have like a 99 point something, and the other one I have a 50 and change because I didn't turn in a couple labs, and then the other one I didn't turn in like one post, like one like whole discussion thing. And I'm like, I can bring up the 50%.
Yeah, you're only 4 weeks in.
We're 4 weeks in. Yeah. That 50% can easily go up. That's not really that big of a deal. The 99%, I'm sure if there's extra credit, I'll get over 100. It's fine. Because last year, I dropped a class when I had over 100 in... Actually, I stopped participating. I had over 130%. Because I'm excessive. Yeah, I'm excessive. I have it over 130%. And then shit had happened in the real world. And I dipped out on like a week or 2. I still had over 100%. And I stopped attending because I dipped out for 2 weeks. And I had over 100%. I think by week 3 of not participating, I was in the 90s. And the professor had emailed me and she was like, this is not like you. What's going on? And I just didn't respond.
Oh my God.
And so this is the semester where I'm like, I'm going to keep trying anyway. Like, I'm not going to stop even if shit happens, which is probably good I set that in advance because shit's been happening. My mom's literally up there right now with her mom who's on hospice.
Is that COVID related too? No.
No. Okay. So my grandpa died from cancer on my dad's side. And my mom's mom, my grandma, is dying from cancer. Also,
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
it's been a thing. It's
Mm.
okay. Thank you. I don't have no idea how to respond to those. I'm
I know.
sorry.
I never know what to say.
I
Like
never know
people,
how to respond.
yeah. Like what do you
I'm
say
like,
that's good enough, and how do you respond?
I
Right?
don't
It's
know.
like I
Yeah.
just, but like not saying anything feels weird too. So you're like, I gotta
You
say
can't like
something.
not say you're sorry or like
Not acknowledge it. Just be like, oh, interesting.
right. Like
Okay,
I was going to
next.
the funeral. I had no idea it was supposed to be like people were like informal dressing. I bought a dress at Macy's on my way up. Black dress, right? I stood out like a sore thumb. Nobody else was either. Like half people weren't even wearing black, mind you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, very
So
informal.
super low key.
Yeah, unless you were like military, then you would dress in your military uniform, and that was fine, because he was a part of the military. He had like a military honors. Like it's actually really beautiful service. Anyway, so I was like sticking out like a sore thumb. But of course, throughout the entire day, because I was sticking out like a sore thumb, people like kept asking me like, "Oh, what are you doing today? Oh, your grandpa died. Oh, how are you doing?" And I'm over here like, "Good." Okay. I'm like, what are you asking me this question for? But everyone and their mother kept asking me how I was doing, and I'm like, this is the most awkward. It's not a good. I don't know. It's kind of like a. It's a question we all ask, but sometimes social pleasantries are kind of wild
Yeah.
because they don't make sense. Social pleasantries, like where we just try to like meet the requirement, is wild because just it doesn't make sense. And like, how do you respond to that? Because I feel like there's set things you're supposed to ask people or like engage with them, like, but there's not
How
proper
are
set
you
responses.
doing? Are you okay? How are
Yeah,
you
like
holding
what are the
up?
set responses? Are you supposed to say you're good or you're just
Like, listen, my grandpa
doing?
just died.
I'm
Like,
like I'm
what
like
the fuck do you want me to say?
I'm processing. Like I'm severely angry right now because I haven't eaten and I've driven 10
But you can't say
hours.
that.
Right?
You have to be like, oh, I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there.
I just became a bitch. I don't know.
Oh, you're like, listen.
I just like started getting kind of sassy. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm doing good. I'm like, okay, everything's fine.
Well, the problem
Like,
is multiple people ask, right? If it was just
yeah,
one, you'd be like, okay, like,
like you can handle one,
yeah, but
but like,
it's everybody.
and then there's like think of circumstances. Like, I don't live in that area, so I drove my ass 10 hours.
It was up in Oregon.
Yeah,
Okay,
so it was like all the way. Like I drove 10 hours one way.
it's a long drive.
Yeah, go to sleep, wake up the next day, get dressed. I haven't eaten anything because I was driving 10 hours. And then I'm waiting for the fucking service, so I still haven't eaten anything. All these people are talking to me. This random chick starts going off about wanting to meet some, like, last name that she's pronouncing wrong that my cousin married into family. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what is happening? And I'm just like, can you fuck off? Like,
Oh no.
didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. But I was just like, I can't help you. I'm like,
Yeah.
go away. It's just this weird shit. It's just like, I don't know. I was terrible at like responding and like engaging properly, and I feel like just kind of like a little bit of an angry asshole that just wanted to have a drink. And I don't know how to engage with people on a regular basis anyway. Look, I've totally turned the conversation into something sad. You look so awkward.
No,
You look like seriously.
I was actively listening to what you were saying.
You just look like.
I mean, what do you? If I was sitting over here like with a smile as you're talking about going to this funeral, I would feel like an asshole.
Oh my god, I don't know. Yeah.
Death is a weird
Death
thing.
is weird. Like death is weird, honestly, and I don't really know. Like social norms are fucking crazy. And like how do you even interact and like what are you supposed to do?
I think there's
What
like
do you
these
do?
weird expectations, right? When somebody dies, that like, oh, you have to put on a brave front, and like you have to fit into this
Yeah.
box of like, okay, you gotta make the rounds and talk to people and like,
That
I'm
was
doing
definitely
good.
yeah, like I was like watching my grandma like try to fill that and then like when she cried like she like apologized and everything too. She was just like, "Oh, like, she's like someone
Gotta
had showed up
compose
in like
myself.
yeah, like someone showed up in uniform. She's like, "Oh, I saw this person and I broke." And I'm just like, "I'm existing and I broke." Like, I don't know. Like
I feel bad. I've been to a few where like I haven't cried. I've cried at some, and I haven't cried at others, and I feel bad. It's like I feel like I should be.
you're supposed to cry.
Yeah,
If you don't cry, you're like you're an
you're an
a-hole.
asshole. Yeah,
Yeah, which is like it sucks because like certain times like you don't always want to cry.
and it doesn't hit you always like in
You
that
say
moment, like
no.
the gravity of like, oh, this person's gone.
There was my cousin's daughter is like 3 and change, right? So she's like adorable as fuck. She obviously does not have the gravity of the situation weighing on her.
That'd
At
be crazy
all.
if she did at 3.
I would hope not, right?
Yeah.
Uh, But she's the fucking best example of gravity not hitting her. She's making silly faces. Bruh, I was sitting there, no shame at this funeral, making silly ass faces at this 3-year-old girl. Fucking adorable. I was like, love the shit out of her, man. Just for that. Just for like her not knowing what's up and not knowing why that made me so happy. But 10 out of 10. Little kids at funerals, bring them.
Gold.
Bring them.
But you need that,
Because
like
they're
someone to
gonna make
break the ice of it all.
yeah, like there's like this super serious, like shitty situation happening in front of you. There's the reality of the real world, and then you like look down and directly in front of you, there's a small child just having no clue, and they're just like, "You kind of look like my, what was it? Her? Oh, you look like my aunt. There we go. Looks like my aunt. Like, fuck, my cousin is a redhead, so his sister is a redhead also. So like, oh, you kind of look like dad's sister. Anyway, yeah." And just tripping out and just making fucking faces, and it's just fucking great. And,
Worth
like,
it.
stuff like that where it's just like, yes, and like someone come talk to me about it. I swear, like I will fight you. Grandpa's hella made faces at me during serious situations too.
People that do that are the best.
It's top tier. It's like
Yeah.
this little kid doesn't even know what's up.
Yeah.
Like they can like vaguely know what's up, but you don't need to make them feel sad. I don't know.
Yeah, why inflict that on them, I guess.
Right? Yeah, like she doesn't know what's up. She's trying to get silly face. She's trying to like lighten the mood.
It's that
I'm gonna
innocence.
fucking take it. Yeah, it's like this pure innocence staring at you. I'm gonna fucking take that. I'm over here fucking like 10,000 times. I got a huge bag of tissues, just like dying a little bit, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna make a face at you. Like, heck yeah, I'm gonna laugh a little bit too. Someone come fight me. Like, y'all old anyway. Like, who gonna really be able to swing?
Who's gonna be able to? Yeah, come catch these hands.
Right, like who
I'll
gonna
take
really
those
do
odds.
this? Right? Half of you, like half people here are old anyway. It's
Jeez.
fine.
Start fighting. Start fighting at the funeral. Yeah, that would definitely be a memorable one.
That's something that like, yeah, that'd be hilarious, honestly.
Are you scared of dying?
Mm.
Do you ever think about that?
I'm scared of not having things in order for me to die, which is like, that's the terrible system for America.
Like having your family, like it be a burden on them?
Like, yeah, like my finances, my plan, my everything. Not having that in order is more terrifying than dying itself, just for the fact of like, what would happen to everybody. Like, I don't know how many fucking 401k plans I've started. Okay.
Oh my god.
I don't. I have no idea because
You
I've
have
worked
multiple ones. set
I've
up?
worked in different places. So, and like, and I've started a 401k plan in different places. And I'm like, what fucking happened to those? I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I remember the situation there. There were like different like life insurance policies that I'd like started on myself because of these workplaces. I don't know what
Oh
happened
my
to
god,
those.
you're gonna die and there's gonna be like
There's
$1
gonna be, like-
million spread across like 20 different accounts.
Like, if you can find the accounts, if
You're
you
gonna
can
be
even
fine.
find them, like if you can figure out where they are
gonna
and
be a
what
scavenger hunt.
happens, you can totally pay my bills. Until then, you're fucked. But yeah, there's like I have debt. I have a car. Bye car. Nobody else is on the name of that car. Like that, I'm still paying that off. I got that like March or like right before I saw it. I was like March, April, like right in there. We got the car. That's in my name only. So that's fucked once I die, which is kind of nice because then nobody else is taking on that bill. Pros and cons. Credit cards. Those are not good. All the debt. I'm like, I want to make sure all the debt's taken care of. I don't know. I feel bad. I'd feel bad leaving credit card debt or any of that stuff. I definitely have credit card debt. And I would definitely want there to be money to bury me whatever way I want to be buried, but I don't know how the fuck I'd even want to be buried. It's shit like that that's more concerning than death itself, because death itself's like, oh no, it ended. I'm not gonna fucking know that I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's not my problem. My problem's like everybody else going, what the fuck do we do? How do we bury her? Like, what do we do? Like, what kind of service does she want? Like, I'm like watching my mom like go through the process of like, oh shit, like, okay, we're just gonna like, she wants to be buried at this place. This is what she wants done. Does she want a reception though? Does she want like, there's so many weird things.
There's a lot like left undone.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
And like, I don't know. My grandma, I'd gone up there because my cousin was getting married in June, like on my dad's side. but all the family kind of lives in the same area. So like I'd stayed with my mom's mom, my grandma, and she didn't look good, but they didn't know that she had cancer again. And she had like started giving me a bunch of stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? And it's things like that where like you like prep, you get the belongings of like these things are supposed to go with this person and so on. And there was things that she had packed away like probably 20 years ago that she was like handing me then. And like things that like her mom had like packed away for like myself and my brother. And it was just like so weird. And I'm like, this is the preparation level that I'm like, I should probably be at. And there's like jewelry that she had me pick out when I was like 10 years old that she had like prepped and bagged away that like had my name on
Damn.
it, like that she still had there. And I was like, oh shit, like I forgot all about picking that out. And I look at the jewelry and I'm like, that's still my taste though. I'm like, obviously don't like hardly wear jewelry at all, but I'm like, young Angel knows.
Made a good call.
Like I made a good call. Like this is still stuff that I would totally take. And like she's like passing me stuff. She like had me like go pick out like glasses and like she had all this glassware. And then she's like, worst, she's like, oh shit, like she's like, oh yeah, this is like Princess House or some shit. Like it's worth hella bank. If you want to sell it. Obviously didn't use those words, but like, like yeah, if you need to, you
That'd
can
be
sell
funny
this.
if she did though. This is hella. It's gonna be a hella bank.
Hella bank. No, she's just like, it's like
bank.
no. So this is like, hey, if you need to sell that, this is worth a lot. I'm like pointing out things, and I'm like, well, I'll just take it and totally have an old lady house, so that's fine. Like, I mean, I can have Sean display like an old lady house. I'm fine with that. I'm down. It's happening. But yeah, just like packing up like all this glass. So it's just crazy. Like all the things you do in preparation that you don't even think about that she's been doing for like ever. And then now her time is like hitting and my mom's like low key panicking, but almost every box has already been checked.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just like, what the fuck? I don't know. That's the shit that I'm more afraid of is like leaving all of that. Like, what the fuck happens to my stuff? Who's gonna get it?
I've never even thought about the planning aspect like that.
It's the hard part because like you'd think like, do you want to be cremated?
I don't know. The idea of being stuck underground kind of
like you can
is a
be
little
cremated.
weird.
You can be cremated and buried. You can be, put.
Are you an organ donor?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think so.
Okay.
I might have been.
I think I am.
I don't know if I am.
I definitely am.
currently.
I don't know. I said I think I am. I'm 99% sure that I am.
I know I was an organ donor at least once. I don't know if I'm still an organ donor. I can't remember my last choice. It's been too long.
Do you want to be cremated? I think I'd go. I want to like spread my ashes, man. Go travel to some other countries. That would be like my final
like go
party
like
thing.
spread it places.
Like put it on top of Mount Everest, spread it out on a lake, drop me in the ocean somewhere too. Go spread me out. But then it's like you don't have a place where you can go visit to like feel like you're with that person.
Yeah, I
You know?
had a concept when I was younger of like, this is morbid.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Well, like it sounds a little morbid because like when I was younger, I was like cremate my organs, bury my body, 2 places at once, right? Now in hindsight, you just cremate everything and just put half of it in the ground to take
Yeah,
out.
that would be
In
a little
hindsight,
easier.
this is a way
Just
easier.
my organs.
Right? I'm like just the internal stuff. Hindsight, that's a little ridiculous. But that was like I was like a kid when I came up with that concept. Like I only knew that you could cremate and like I didn't realize you can just put half of a body underground. You could totally do that.
Yeah.
You can cremate like half your ashes and like
Sprinkle a little bit with like a gravestone.
Bury, there we go. Bury like half your ashes. And then you have a gravestone, you have like a little spot, you have a plot, you have a place to go to. And then the rest of them you can have somebody go and spread. Or if somebody really wants to, they can hold on to them. I don't know.
They have this weird. There was this startup, and I'm guessing it's still around. I haven't heard anything about
to
it.
grow a tree.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea.
That's
like
a
your
cool
body
idea.
feeds this tree, which is a little creepy. Like the tree's
It's a haunted forest
eating
for
you.
sure.
Yeah, but then it's like they could go and
But
like sit under the tree and like.
That's grandma's tree.
Yeah, it ate grandma. Which is a little creepy.
She's like literally buried in this tree. Someone like carves their name in there, like it's tree starts bleeding.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of that. I think, but I like the idea of being like spread out too. Being stuck underground, even though you're dead, like your body's just rotting. Like why not? I don't know. That freaks me out.
Just cremate. Put some of you somewhere. Put some of you somewhere else.
Yeah.
Spread out. there is his heart is cremated.
You can go to Mount Everest and you're gonna
In this
find his
plot.
leg. His left leg is up there.
And then there's,
His kidneys are over in Africa.
might as well. Liver is up, in Germany.
Yeah.
Just having a good time. We spread it during Oyster Fest. We thought it was fitting. Oyster Fest? Oktoberfest. Oh, shit.
Oktoberfest. I knew what you meant.
You didn't even
It's like
question it.
Oyster Fest up here, but yeah,
Oysterfest.
no.
I mean, that's our
Oktoberfest,
version. That is
yeah.
the Humboldt County version of Oktoberfest. Is Oyster Fest because people just go there to get drunk
Oh yeah.
in public.
The oysters are good though. That's a nice plus.
I don't even like oysters.
You don't? Oh.
I think their texture is weird. I was gonna say they
The-
feel weird, but their texture is weird.
They have like a butter garlic one that's so good.
So good. I don't know.
I'm
I'm gonna
not
try it
scared.
again. I haven't tried it as an adult.
I'm not scared of dying.
Hmm.
What freaks me out is like getting dementia.
Ooh.
That scares me.
Okay. Touche.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
You lose everything. But
And I don't even know if it weighs on you that much, but like your family.
It can. You can be like to some extent at times aware of.
Yeah, if you
that.
if you had those moments of like clarity of like, oh, what do you mean I
Bruh,
haven't remembered my kids? That
I
shit.
worked in an old folks' home, and there was this old ass adorable lady. This is when I
Oh,
was like
no.
in high school.
Oh no.
Had dementia. She had a sweetheart there. And she didn't like really remember her sweetheart there, but whatever. She had a sweetheart there.
Like a husband or somebody she met in the home.
Pretty sure she just met him there.
Okay.
But they became sweethearts. It's whatever. And he died. And she dead ass was like, am I forgetting something? Yeah. She dead ass was like, she didn't know. Like, she couldn't remember that she had, like, had somebody there. And, like, it's a short period of time in comparison to, like, her entire life. But she knew. I don't know. 'Cause she was just like, I feel like I'm forgetting someone, sweetie. Like, what's going on? And she just couldn't
Damn.
fucking... Yeah, that shit broke. I cried. I was a little bitch. I cried. I
Damn.
was like, oh, you went there. I'm like, you had to do that to me. Like, no. Of course not. You're not forgetting
Damn.
anything.
Well, it's like the Notebook, right? I mean, you want to get really cliche.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's extremely cliche, but it's exactly that.
That scares the fuck out of me.
I cried at the movie too. Well, it's sad.
It's a
It's
good. It's a
sweet.
good movie.
I don't know. It's
It's
got
a
like a
good
lot
movie.
to it. Although she straight up did some hoe shit. Okay, I'm sorry, but the fact that she had a fiance and had the audacity.
Listen, it all worked out though, Angel. Come on. were
Yes, yeah,
supposed
for
to be
romance,
together.
for the
Yeah.
story, it worked out just fine.
Not so much for
but
the
that
other
is-
guy, but
That was her fiance. She was about to get married.
yeah, but Noah built the house for her. Come on. It's a lot of work restoring an old house like that. Which, how nice was that house? Come on.
Regardless, hoe shit on her end. She had a fiance and she was right about to get married and she cheated and bailed for her ex. She cheated. Your face.
I support it. I'm here for the whole shit.
For the hoe shit. Well, good for you, man.
They were
That's
meant
the
to be
one
together.
thing. Yeah, no, I loved that movie, and then I got older, and I
You were
realized,
like, this is some hoe shit.
like,
we need to put a
"Fuck
stop to this. This is not okay.
right? Like, it was like really romantic up until like my brain clicked later on that like she just did that to him, and I was like, she just went out here and was like had a whole nother life. And went back for her, like, childhood, like, you know, her, I don't know how old the fuck she's supposed to be, but, like, her, like, teenage crush. I'm like, bruh, because he built her a house?
It was
Bruh.
a nice house. It was
It
a
had,
nice
like, all
house.
the things
Come
that, you know,
on.
she wanted, da-da-da-da. But it was it was a romantic story up until I realized
Up
later
until
on
you
in
were old
life,
enough to be like,
how
isn't that
dare
cheating
you?
on
I'm like,
somebody?
isn't that cheating?
Yeah.
Like, did you just, like, you know, you were about to make those vows, like, within like a week or something. Like it was happening. Like she had like a dress and like she was like
Oh, they
there.
were gonna get married. Yeah.
They were gonna get married. Like
Parents'
to
approval.
the parents'
everybody
approval,
loved
the
him.
ring. It was planned. It was like literally happening. I think like there was like
Then
a wedding announcement, and then she just went and she saw. Oh my god, he has the house. Oh my god, he built the house. And then she went. She's like, I just gotta stop by. And then her mom has the audacity to give her all the fucking letters.
He took
And
her out
then-
on the boat. And it was over.
It was over
It
the
was
second
over.
she saw that photo that showed him and everything. And then when her mom had the like gave her all the letters that she had the audacity to steal to begin with, it was over.
Do you think
She realized how much he always loved her.
cheating is looked at the same way today as it was back in the day? Or do you feel like it's been more normalized?
Oh, I mean, I feel like cheating to some extent has always been kind of normalized. Because back in the day, men could cheat on their wives constantly, and it was a get the fuck over it. I'm paying for the house.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So if
You
you
make
were
a
a
good
wife,
argument.
you took your beatings like a good wife, and you accepted the fact that your
Damn, you
man
had
cheated
to
on
say
you.
it like you took your beatings like a good wife.
Those are the roles of
Holy
the
shit.
past. It's archaic, but it was because again, we women, sorry, I shouldn't say like not even we, just women in general, back in the day, you couldn't have a bank account, you couldn't have a real job. You couldn't have any of those things. Being a single parent wasn't an option. If you lost your husband for whatever reason, bitch, you found a new one. Because someone has to take care of you. Period. You can't do it on your own. The biggest thing that changed after was like World War II. It was like the ability to actually have your own job, be able to actually access funds on your own, everything. That coming about, giving women financial freedom, like everything and like all of that, like turning as like we progress to that point, you see all these marriages ending way sooner, and you see women putting up with less shit and women actually demanding, like, again, to be treated kind of the same as their partner. Crazy concept. And like single mothers become like more and more of a thing after like, you know, like the 1970s going on and everything. Also, like that's just huge.
So do you
We
think
gained that.
that cheating has become more prevalent, or you think it's just like it's more out in the open? Like instead of just guys doing it and women occasionally
Cheating,
maybe doing it, now it's like everybody's just doing it equally.
cheating. I think cheating is like a. It's probably more prevalent because of social media.
That's a good
So
point.
a huge aspect of cheating itself being so prevalent is like same kind of vein. Women again have the ability to be self-sufficient. So women can actually tend to cheat even more cuz before if you cheated on your husband, you were a female, your ass was deuces. Fuck
Beaten.
you, beat. Oh, fucking, you're lucky you just get beat.
You're like,
You get beat, you get fucking divorced, shirked, etc. Nowadays, social media is fucking gross, man. It makes everything like a joke. Everything's like okay. The accessibility for people to sit there and cheat on their partners is so surreal. Like they can sit there and just go on like any site, just fucking even like Instagram, Facebook, whatever, any site, and you can hit a bitch up. Anybody, go for it. Go on, literally go pick up, go to Reddit, make a login. I'm sure you can find a way to pick up a bitch there.
are
Everything.
people pulling bitches on Reddit?
I
Is
have
that a
no
thing?
idea, but I
That
assume
was an
it's a
interesting
theme.
go. I would have guessed like
It's
okay,
okay.
Instagram, but you went for Reddit. That's
Well,
deep.
so Instagram, I know people like direct DM people,
Yes.
the show all the time happens. I'm sure. Not my experience, but I don't really, yeah, whatever. It's not in my game. But on Reddit, I remember reading on Reddit actually about this woman was like complaining. She's like, "Hey, my man is literally hitting up people on Reddit to like go meet and do stuff." And she was like on Reddit posting about it, which I was like,
Damn.
that's funny.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where it's like you can go on those sites where you have like some form of anonymity, like where you have, your weird like logins or like different usernames and whatnot, and you don't have like a picture tag to it or anything. And you can totally, yeah, it's that easy where you can like go and you can find whatever singles in whatever area or some shit, or you can message on certain stuff, or like even just, I mean, people, it's just the culture of it all. It's just the way it's kind of set up these days. Because, like, people go and they follow, like, these, like, porn accounts and they start trying to DM the women on there. And and they just, or, like, people even know that their friend's man is, like, cheating, but they're not going to help him cheat, but they're aware of it. because he's trying to message them and he tried to message other people, and like there's this weird like, oh, I'm not gonna do it because I'm friends with her, but you're aware that he's doing these things, and there's like all this weird like bystander shittiness that's just come from this new media age where everyone just doesn't give a shit. And
So it's like ease of access
yeah,
in
ease
a
of
weird
access.
way.
There we go.
Because
Yeah,
that's the
for
argument
sure.
I've heard is like people say, "Oh, cheating is more prevalent now because you can pull out your phone and you can always find somebody that's better looking, that's got this or
Not
got
even better.
that."
Like half the time, it's like not even better looking. Half the time, it's not. They don't even have anything the other person doesn't have. They're just available to do it, and they don't care.
Well, that's a good point.
The
They're just there.
I've been shook by my like Owen people that like I was like, this is my friend, right? That have been like, yeah, I don't care if I'm if I'm a side bitch. I don't care
People
if I
have said
help him
that?
cheat.
Oh,
And like
damn.
dead ass. And I was like, I'm sitting there shook because I'm like, but you know they're in a monogamous relationship. You know their set thing is supposed to be built off trust and everything. And it's one thing to not like, you don't want to put yourself in there. You don't want to like call him out to her or vice versa, whatever. Because guys do it too. Okay, fine. That's one thing. But then to also go like one step further and be the active party helping that too on top of it, like it's shitty enough to stay silent, let alone assist and not feel bad at all. I don't know. That shit fucking like I don't know. Doesn't morally sit.
It's a weird thing,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not relationships aren't really treated like
Like they
a
should
relationship.
be. No, it's like
more
it's
like,
a
oh, we're
comp.
just kind of
It's
seeing each other on
we're
the
seeing, yeah,
side.
like oh, like we're together or whatever, and then like half the time, these females just treat it like a weird competition. Like, let me see how many of these guys that are taken can I like swoop on, and for some reason, it's become like more desirable. Oh, you're
A guy in
taken.
a relationship?
Yeah, because it's a challenge.
Damn.
Like how guys like to chase women, it's become again like as a playing field has evened over the years, right? As we've gotten our own bank accounts and our own jobs, you find more women like doing that same chase game, and they find it intriguing and they find it like more exciting, and it's like a game, and they want to like mark down their numbers, how many, etc. And it's just this weird ease of access, yeah, part of ease of access, a part of like the media, and it's like hyping there's nothing in my mind like actually wrong with like slut culture or whatever. Go you girl, do your thing. There is something in my mind wrong with the immoral culture that is separate, but does like to latch on to slut culture. Like this immoral, like lack of responsibility and boundaries and respect that likes to attach itself to slut culture. That same shit where they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go suck this man off. Yeah, he's got a girl, da 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 da. Like that shit, that's not slut culture. That's immoral, fucked culture. That's attaching itself onto there and just running with it.
So the boundary of like you know that somebody is in this relationship, so you should not
You shouldn't touch that.
actively go into that situation.
There should be a level of respect. Respect yourself first and foremost, like, dude. And then respecting other people is like huge also. And it's just like, it's just a game. People just treat it as a game, and it's crazy. And it's like, dude, do you give a fuck
I go
about
back
other
and
beings?
I go back and forth on that. You know, I used to think, hey man, if you know this person's in a relationship and you pursue that, like you're a piece of shit. But then as I've gotten older, I'm like, maybe it's not on you per se, because if they're gonna cheat,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
cheat.
cheat with somebody. But maybe that's just like
But
me
it's
being
a
full of shit, saying, oh,
it's a
justifying it.
both. It's both. So like if that both are bad. The person that is trying to cheat is a piece of shit, should not be in a monogamous relationship. Actually, sorry, you can also cheat in a polyamorous relationship. Slow down. There we go. You can cheat in any relationship because technically breaking the rules, and even in a poly one, is you can still cheat. It's a thing. Like if you did not agree upon being able to sleep with X, Y, and Z person, and so on and so forth, like you didn't have that communication, you're still cheating. You're still an asshole. It doesn't matter. So you can cheat in any relationship, right? Even open ones. Because communication's huge. So you're an asshole, period. If you're seeking out to cheat and so on and so forth. You're an asshole, period, if you're seeking out like people that are in relationships to try and push them towards that. It's just not okay on any level. Like either one, they suck. Both those people suck ass and they need to go get therapy and fix their shit. And maybe they should go fuck off together. That's about it. That's like personal opinion. If that's your goal and you're either one of those, go get therapy and leave everybody else the fuck alone. They don't deserve it.
Do you think that if somebody cheats, like once a cheater, always a cheater?
And see, that's a hard thing because I'm sure I've actually met different people that have cheated, and I don't genuinely believe once a cheater, always a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's obviously circumstances, but with almost every shitty behavior, it's what you do about that. What are you gonna do? Okay, you went and you cheated. How are you gonna fix that? What are you gonna do for yourself? How are you gonna make sure you don't ever do that again? Like, do you care about it? Do you feel remorseful about it? Is it something that you actually like consider like a negative? Or are you the jackass that's going and cheating on his girlfriend every chance he gets and is messaging her friends even and the nine? Like, what's your response to that? And then
I
same thing
don't.
for the female. Like,
Yeah.
what's your like? Did you do this and you genuinely don't know how this happened? Like, you were too drunk. Like, were you too drunk? Were you like really upset? Okay, go address your issues. Maybe they'll work on shit together. Maybe they'll work on shit separately. But that person who did that needs to go and actually evaluate, like, what'd you do? Why?
What caused it?
What was the cause here? How can you rectify that? How you can prevent that from ever happening again?
I don't understand it. Like, I
I don't
don't
know.
get why you wouldn't just break up with the person. Why?
Why would
Why
you
cheat on?
perpetuate it? Like,
No,
oh,
why
like
would
why
you
cheat
cheat
on
on
them?
them? Yeah,
I mean, there's
that's like such a I mean,
well,
that's
the
such a
shittiest thing is most of the time they actually love them.
Yeah, but do they? I mean,
You
if
would
you cheat on somebody, do you actually love them, or are you just
the
in love with the idea of them?
That's hard. Okay.
Goddamn bars.
Okay,
I'm gonna
that's a good
start
one. No,
rapping.
I don't know. I mean, I believe that people actually genuinely loved them. But again, that's like I don't know. Like that's just again outside perspective. So it's hard to tell, And at the same time, it's just like you never know. You're not the person. Like, do they actually love them, or are they in love with the idea of them? That is a fucking solid ass question.
That hits hard. Have you been? You've never cheated on anybody, I'm guessing.
No, I've
Have
been
you been
cheated
cheated?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks.
There is a genuine like wonder, I guess, of like why would they want to stay? I don't know. So I mean, I'm biased. I would think that the people would like to they too, it's really just idea. But yeah, no, I mean
It's a hard thing.
I mean trust in general is difficult.
Yeah.
Trust in general is hard.
I'm the type of person where if that bridge gets burnt, I'm not looking to rebuild that. I used to be that way where I'd give multiple chances, but
You
it
can't
never
do that.
pans out.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot that is there, and I'm sure there's like a lot of things that would lead up to that point. I mean, there are a lot of things that lead up to that point. Cheating is not a one-step process. It's like a 13-step process. You don't just jump straight to cheating. There are so many things that happen in your relationship before that hits. Maybe you see them or you don't. But there's like 13, I think it's actually 12, but I'm going to say 13. There's like 13 things that happen before that actual final act like takes place. And the biggest thing is like just to be aware of all of that and to be, in tune with it. And then I don't know, I guess if you decide to stay, what do you need to make that okay? That's huge. People usually can't figure that out.
Do you think you could stay if somebody cheated on you? If you really love them?
They would need to like radically fucking change. there would need to be, again, like a full understanding of that 13-step process, how it got there, and if step 1 happened, there would need to be a fucking switch. Like,
We're not even
like,
making it
oh,
to step 2.
right. I'm like, oh, like you create a window. There should be a wall there. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing. Like, it'd be like for reference, Windows and Walls is a book in regards to like relationships. Everybody that's not in your relationship, there should be a wall. They shouldn't have like a look inside
Into your relationship?
Yeah, so you shouldn't be TLDR, like too long didn't read, short version. You don't go out and give people, especially like, if you like the opposite sex, the same sex, whatever, like you don't give, especially those people, a look inside your relationship like that. Like you wouldn't sit there and like vocalize like, oh, this person did blank, da 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 da, like I'm having this issue. You would turn to your partner and talk to them about it, because by talking to them and giving them certain information, you're creating a window and they're able to see inside your relationship. Anyway, whatever. So you want like a wall. So there's certain things like weirdly enough you don't vent about,
That makes sense.
because you create like these weird openings for people to like cross further a boundary.
Like if you have an issue in your relationship, you should go to your partner
Yeah,
to assess that.
address it with your partner. Most people actually fuck up by making windows.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, they vent to the wrong people. That happens a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have like probably vented to people in regards to like relationship problems, instead of like conversing with their partner, even if they already tried conversing with their partner, even if that failed. But at some point they broke and they went and like vented about this legit issue to somebody else. And a lot of times that's going to lead to some shit. Crazy concept. It can lead to some shit.
No, it makes sense. It checks out.
It checks out.
I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody says that communication is key, right? That's like the foundation.
It's huge in relationships. Like either like turn towards each other, and it's a phrase. Like you have to turn towards each other, like for like all the like different little situations that happen. It's weird. Just like talk to each other a lot.
I wonder if we're
Definitely.
like, I keep saying like, I wonder if we're going towards this polyamorous state, because marriages are declining. The marriage rate, I believe, is declining. Divorce rate is increasing. Are we going to hit a point in society where people are just hookup culture is the norm?
That it's huge.
It is, right?
It's huge. People like the marriage is way less, and it's kind of steadily getting that way. Because again, we don't need to marry people anymore to have our own bank accounts.
You think that was the predominant factor?
No, it's a really funny one, though. It is a huge factor, though. So you couldn't do anything. I mean, like, how are you supposed to do shit if you can't, like, have property, have funds, have bank accounts? Anyways.
Anything.
So there's, like, a very, like, solid factor in itself as, like, just not having that freedom. I just see way too many memes. It's just good. But yeah, I mean, with the internet and everything, I think our relationships are evolving, and not necessarily like in the best way. Oh, that
looks like that's gonna
totally
fall.
Unsticking.
Oh, I thought I was gonna catch it. Wow. Well, see, you get a nice little. Oh, that's the wrong side. You get a little peek.
That looks really safe and sturdy.
Welcome to the life of podcasting. I kept hearing.
I heard it, and I was like,
is it like
what raining or something?
There was like an animal outside, and I was like, what is scratching right now? And then I looked up, and I was like,
well, like I saw that move
definitely
slightly, and
gonna
then
fall.
that was going. I was just like, I thought it was like raining or something, and I was tripping out, and I was like, is it like barely sprinkling, like just slightly?
Yeah, welcome to the life of the podcast. Pretty much me just dealing with one issue after another, but it keeps me on my toes.
Nice. Top tier.
So worth it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Relationships are like a weird thing.
I don't know. Well, I keep seeing. I had to say I don't know right after you did, but I don't know. I keep.
Bam.
Let me just restart the sentence 3 times.
I don't know. You were gonna say it again.
No, I was trying to think of a different like way to do the sentence going
I'm
forward.
unsure.
I think that I have been seeing, this is what I was gonna say, there we go. I've been seeing like different relationship styles pop up. Weirdly, I've been seeing more people having like those long-term like healthy relationships. I've been seeing like a stark like two sides. So on one end, I'm like, there's some healthy ass fucking relationships, and they're talking, and they're like young humans, and they're getting married and shit. That's hella weird. And on the other end, I see the hookup culture, and it's the same generation, right, of people, and they're going like way healthier than the generation before them, and also
Way worse.
way like worse. But then they're kind of getting sometimes better, sometimes I don't know,
Yeah, not
depends.
necessarily worse. I mean, I don't know.
But like,
Hookup
sometimes
culture is not necessarily bad.
no, like because a lot of them are actually getting better with the communication style of things, which is awesome. And then there's again, I don't know. I just moral problems, man. I can't do the cheating thing. Sorry, like if you, that part kills me. But like, there's still like the hookup culture, and that has its own like level of communication that's like going and like doing good. And then there are like a chunk of people getting married. I think we're still gonna see a decrease in overall like marriages, or at the very least in this age group. I think it's gonna continue like pushing back. I think people are like, I'm not dealing with that shit. And there's been like a big push for people to actually communicate about, how do you want to raise children? Do you want to have children? Do you want to have a dog? What about a cat? What kind of career are you thinking about? How long, like, where do you want to do? Like, where do you want to live? How financially stable do you want to be before this? Like, that shit's actually being discussed, which is crazy. Because before it was just, I love you. Let's go.
That's enough.
But love's not enough for marriage. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I feel like social media definitely has played a role. Because it's all in your pocket.
Everything's
all the time.
right there. You have access to whatever you want.
To literally an insane amount of people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter if you have a shot with them. They're in your pocket.
Yeah, I'm like, as far as you know, maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
But give it a go. There's a few, billion, trillion, whatever that are on the fucking internet. Might as well. People will go. They don't give a shit. They'll do whatever. I've met people who have like try to have people like, like move like cross country and stuff. Sometimes that works out, but it's funny.
That's intense.
I don't know.
That's
I feel like an
intense.
asshole for laughing.
You're not. I would
but
laugh.
like, you like don't have someone like move across country for you. But you have the opportunity. I don't know. You can literally go talk to, if I wanted to. Oh God, it's been so long since I had like that app, but I'm pretty sure Tinder, right, will let you go
global. Yeah.
I can go talk to somebody in Ireland right now, and then I could be that bitch and fly to fucking Ireland and go meet up with them.
Without
that is
ever
an
seeing
option.
them.
Yeah, without ever actually seeing them in person. And then I can go meet up with them in person. That's a fucking option. I could maintain a relationship with somebody halfway across the world if I felt like it. Because the internet's in your pocket. I could maintain a partial relationship with somebody across the world. Like, where I literally, like, we're something, but it's like open-ish or whatever. And I could have like 4 boyfriends if I felt like it. And they could all be successful. And I could have like a doctor one. And I could have like, an engineer one.
They
I
could
have
fly you out.
I could have the fuck I wanted. Because why the fuck not? Isn't that fucking insane?
It's pretty
Isn't that
crazy.
ridiculous? I can sit there and I can be picky and I can choose and I can whatever. Because it's a numbers game. And the number is billions that, even just have access to the things that I would look at. It's a numbers game. I could sit there and get them all. Whatever. Not them all, honestly. Probably not all. But, like, you can go and you can get, like...
a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like, if you told high school me that I could pull the bitches that I'm sure I could pull now, I would have laughed. Because I was a fucking duff, okay? Like, there was no way in hell. And there was no way in hell. But I could go and I could do that shit. And that is the craziness of the fucking internet. It's the craziness of the fucking internet. And there's a part of the reason why I fucking don't give a shit about the damn internet is because it's just artificial bullshit. That's a nice smiling picture of somebody from 100,000 miles away. Cool. Let me have a whatever conversation. Probably sucks. Every once in a while, a good conversation, I'm sure. But fuck that. I don't know. I'd rather have, I guess, a good conversation with a real life human being. Personally. And, you know, live a legit life. And I think that's where there's like a good chunk of like people our age coming from, where they're just kind of like, new age is cool and all, but I kind of rather be more off grid.
I think we're the last of that.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some people who feel that way in the generation below us, but I think it's a minority.
Yeah, a lot of them aren't able to recall a time off grid.
Well, they were born on grid. They've always had
their
that
baby
phone
pictures
in their
are
hand.
probably fucking on the internet since, on their mom's Facebook forever.
Had social media
The second they had a chance to access
soon
a
as they could,
computer, if their mom didn't set one up for them, because
That's
people's
a
parents
scary
did
thought.
that.
Oh my god.
It's crazy. Like, the new generations, this is all they're ever gonna know.
Just
And
Tinder.
I just can't. I don't know. I can't imagine raising a kid having them have a fucking real ass smartphone. I think I'd be like, fuck no. Here's a damn flip phone. You
That's
call
what
me in
my kids. Oh
emergencies.
god.
I'm
yeah.
like, you get an emergency phone. That's it. Once you get to a certain age, you can discuss something
They'll
more.
be lucky if they get unlimited texting. I might cap that just because. Just so they can experience it.
Just experience the struggle.
Yeah, you get 500 a week.
No, see, I can give them unlimited text. Oh, at least unlimited calling, because they need to call my fucking ass.
Well, yeah.
That'd be the big thing. It's a fucking flip phone.
But do they really need to text?
Not really.
Right?
They're gonna text old school anyway.
They have to suffer a little bit.
Yeah, they gotta learn.
Builds character.
They gotta learn the process. And they gotta not have the fucking full on computer shit in their pocket with dude, it's fucking kids up, man. There was a suicide pact here in Humboldt County.
Oh,
amongst little kids, like not even teenagers, preteens. There's like some suicide pact shit.
What?
Going on via social media. Dead ass. This is like, I don't remember how long ago this was. This is like anywhere from like some odd months to a year ago. And it was a legit fucking thing. And like these, kids were influenced via media and like via like communicating with each other to like attempt to do this together. And some had gotten like at least one was like flown out to some psych place down south. And
Jesus.
like, the shit that's available at their fingertips is horrifying. I remember getting fucking bullied online. Fuck that.
Were you really bullied online?
I at one point I was bullied online. Fuck that. I wouldn't want my fucking kid to have anywhere near the access of bullying of any of that, like at 12, at 13. At the very least, I was like 15. I was a bit older. And even that sucked.
Yeah.
Like it was a short period of time, but fuck that. I don't know. I just don't think I could. I don't think I'd want to like raise them with the access for all that crap so young. We were talking about like a coworker was like walking through the store the other day, and there was like stark differences in these two children, right? And they're both like little toddlers, if anything, like if even that. And one was screaming until they got their parents' phone, and then the other one was just picking up like little boxes of pasta and shaking it and was totally content with that. And I was like, I can't imagine if my fucking kid was addicted to a fucking cell phone before the age of 3. I'd lose my shit. I'd like, fuck. I don't know. And like, I get it. It's easier. It's like the TV and everything. But I'd want to try really fucking hard for that to not be a thing.
Yeah, it doesn't
Cell
seem.
phone.
I mean, you hear about those parents that just
It's
give their
just
kid the iPad and let them
it's the
sit in front of it for
same
hours.
concept.
Yeah,
It's just here's your distraction.
it's not
Stop
good.
crying. It creates like, and there's so many studies about it, like
Well,
just the phone itself and how you respond physically to a ding on your phone. Most people like literally have like that happiness, like the hormones, like the dopamine, everything. Especially like back if I was like in high school or something, the thrill of a fucking like ding on your phone.
it's addictive.
It's exactly addictive. You have a literal like if somebody that you found attractive like was walking in and talking to you, like same level of like oh like someone like complimenting you, that same feeling from a phone, from a like on a goddamn picture. Like what the fuck? Like that's the kind of shit that I was like totally about in high school. Like oh yeah, I'll post a picture. I'll respond to somebody. I'll text these people, whatever. I'll Snapchat. Get those dings on your phone and get excited because you think it's somebody or whatever. It's embarrassing to think about now. I'm over here like now I just have fucking emails and spam and shit 24/7. I'm like spam, 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 spam. I'm swiping away all my spam emails and all my like schoolwork emails and like that's it. And then every once in a while I'm like, oh shit, there's a person I'm supposed to respond to. And it's like it's not even like exciting half the time. It's like, how do I talk to people? Because I forget. I'm like, how the fuck do I talk to people? Someone tries to follow me on Facebook or something or on Instagram, and I'm like, I'm not excited. I'm usually just like,
Great, another one.
I'm like, robot? It's a robot. It's a fucking robot. I'm like, fucking robot. So I just get salty. I'm like, go away.
It's a problem.
But
Facebook did an internal study, and I think the Washington Post broke this story.
Mm.
And Facebook, they did an internal study with Instagram, and they found out that it was damaging to young kids, and predominantly young girls, like severely damaging.
absolutely.
And they chalked it up to, well, we're going to try to tweak whatever. And said that it wasn't damaging enough to cause concern or something. But their own internal study found that yeah, this is hurting kids,
Yeah.
but obviously the bottom line is more important, so we gotta not
It's whatever.
do yeah.
They get sad and they post half nude posts and it's fine. I'm
That is
sorry,
what it
like
is.
people get sad, like females especially, get broken up with or something, and then they post something fairly revealing, and then they get dead ass, and then they get like, you know, the swarm of people's responses and extra likes and whatnot, and they're just taught that that's what gets the likes, that's what gets, you know,
thirst
the
traps.
love is the thirst trap.
God, I feel so old saying that. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
it's their thirst. Yeah, that's the shit. And people to this day still do that. Half the time, if a woman still gets broken up with to this day, they're gonna post some sort of single still photo after they've updated their status to be single, and then they're gonna post a solo photo. And I've been guilty of doing that. Like not like a slutty one though, because like but like I did post a photo like by myself without the other part. Like the other party is not in it obviously, because I would have been like, all right, broken up with single. So like I had done that, not to that extent at the time, but yeah, that's the shit. That's like that is our culture though, and that's what other females encourage you to do. I don't know. It's probably weird that I say females so much,
No,
but I say
no, no,
females a
no.
lot. But that's what other like, you know, that's what other women do. Like they hype that culture, because even if that's not something that you would like immediately think of doing, your homegirls are gonna be sitting there in the back like, nah, fucking let's get dolled up, let's go post a picture, etc. Like that's culture. That's our culture right now. To this day, still a thing. Like if I was like single right this second, that just happened, I would hit up, like I'd probably go hit up a homie. She would tell me to go get dolled up. We go to the bars. There'd be pictures posted. This is the typical like stereotypical way to like handle shit. Get too drunk, and someone probably have a crying Snapchat posted on their story or something too on top of it all. Just as like just a cherry on top. I never did a crying Snapchat story.
Okay, yeah.
But
Oh my god.
I mean, I did in like 2015 when I hit a bird.
Okay, a little more understandable, I guess.
It's pretty pathetic every time I get reminded of it. It's like, oh yeah, let me just tell everyone that I killed a bird.
Yeah, the
I
crying
hate
one.
myself.
The crying one's
Anyway,
a little.
it's a little like, come on, like you don't need to tell the world this.
It's weird how
I don't know.
comfortable people are with just sharing everything. Yeah, here I am
Constantly. I mean, this is
sharing something.
yeah.
I
You're
try to
sharing shit.
justify this though because it's a conversation, but
Yeah,
it's probably not that different.
it's a different presentation. I think I prefer a presentation like this over the one that media reinforces because there is a certain level of like actual conversation that should be taking place for that information to be released at the very least. Although it is nice enough of you to post that afterwards, versus the attention seeking aspect that is social media. And it's it's just attention and like gratification seeking constantly.
Yeah. I don't see that going away. I don't see that changing.
No, we
And I
have
don't
people
even
who
know
make
how it
money off
would.
that. People
That's
make
a good point.
legitimate money off of it.
Instagram models? That's
Jake
a
Paul.
big. That too, yeah.
People like that make money off that crap. It started with like Vine and everything, like YouTube. There was like people making money off it. Vine, people started making money off that, and then like that stupid like do it for the Vine and shit like that. That started getting super hyped, and then it just keeps going. And then Instagram, yeah, Instagram models, Instagram influencers, TikTok influencers and shit.
Are you on TikTok?
No,
Oh, thank God.
we
I'm
talked about
not.
this last
Yeah,
time.
we
I'm
did.
still
I
not
feel.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I just had to make sure.
I haven't
I
gotten
can't do it. That's where I draw the line. I can't. I just can't.
I think about Twitter every once in a while because I kind of miss the shit that I found on Twitter, but no Twitter still.
I made a Twitter account for this class that I was taking. It was my last semester. It was like social computing. And we had to create this research project, and mine was going to be funneling people's tweets into an
Mhm.
algorithm to like figure out if they were using aggressive language.
Mm.
That was mine. And
That's kind of cool.
I never went through with it, but in doing that, I had to make a Twitter account, and
So you made a new Twitter account because you totally had one back
I
in high
had-
school.
I had one back in high school for like a week, and then I don't know if I deleted it or I
think
just
you probably
removed
deleted
it
the
from my
app.
phone. Yeah.
because I think you kept your profile.
That's
was still
probably
there.
floating around. I think my profile picture was me and Jack, my dog.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's happening.
Listen, it's
again.
okay. It's okay. But you can access the Twitter API, which is what it's called.
Yeah.
You can access people's tweets. I think it's 1%. Twitter funnels it, but you can just access people's tweets. We're having. Oh my God.
my God.
This is not happening. I caught it this time. Okay, so we're having
Minor technical difficulties with the stick. It's not as sticky.
For those
as it
just
should be.
listening and those watching the video too, I have an interesting setup with our lighting situation where I've velcroed the power bank for the lights to the ceiling, and the Velcro now has decided it doesn't want to cooperate. But we're okay for the moment. But yeah, that was the scary thing, is you can get these people's tweets.
Just like that.
Just like that. You have to request it from Twitter and
Mhm.
tell them what you want to do with it. But I could just go and accumulate 1 million tweets and funnel it into my computer and do whatever I want with that information. Like I could build composites of these people or use it to track, whatever I wanted to.
That's a heavy cringe
But how many people know that? I didn't know that.
that anybody could just request that information.
Yeah. And do whatever they want with it. I could have lied to Twitter and funneled in and gained 500,000 tweets and used it to figure out a good marketing strategy for whatever brand I was doing.
Well, that's exactly what it's probably mostly being used
Oh,
for.
yes.
Because most of the time, our information is constantly being used for how can we better sell things to this person? Because everything's a marketing campaign, and I'm just waiting until they start trying to implant shit into our dreams. That was a thing from Futurama that I totally see happening in the future.
That's a little scary.
Yeah. But don't you already dream about commercials sometimes? Hasn't that happened at least once in your life? Or you dreamed about a
Dreaming
product you
about a
saw on something? That has
Oh,
happened
I've
to
had
most
dreams
people,
about
like,
products, yeah.
or it's happened to people like, at least once.
Yeah.
It's already going there.
Well, have you seen Facebook's new virtual reality or augmented reality glasses? It's like a subscription thing. There's going to be ads on that guaranteed.
I'm gonna get an ad about that tonight, guaranteed.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
my phone's gonna pick
It's
that up.
coming. It's coming.
Every time I talk about getting my nails done, hella ads for like things to buy. Like I was talking about like acrylic nails, man. It was a concept. Like Halloween's coming up. I haven't done nails in years. It'd be hecka cool. Anyway, all these things started popping up, and I'm like, I don't want to do my own acrylic nails. Facebook, please stop. Thought about
It's
getting a
scary what we put
haircut.
up with. Like, we know that your phone's listening.
It's constant, man. It is just crazily constant. It's obnoxious as fuck. Because you're just like, sometimes I don't want ads about things. Sometimes I just want to bitch about not eating healthily, and I don't want to have 10,000 things tell me they'll just deliver food to my fucking door that's healthy every time. And they're all like, I just wanted to bitch about it. I wanted to bitch about not having enough time. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want a subscription. Or maybe I wanted to bitch about not having certain clothing. I didn't want to fucking have a subscription for fucking clothing.
Yeah.
Hit my thing. Although some of those, they're all like one or two that do look really cool. It's a little expensive though. But I'm almost like, damn, that'd be a nice wardrobe.
Like Stitch Fix.
That might be one
Now
of
you're
them.
going to get some ads for that.
I'm pretty sure Stitch. I
that
think
was
it's
a
already on my
branded
phone.
ad right there.
I'm pretty sure that's already in my Facebook right now and my Instagram because they started like.
Oh yeah, they're linked.
Yeah, they started crossing over. Sometimes they give me separate ones. Sometimes they give me the same. Depends. Instagram's been really good about giving me the healthy food ones. It's going down. It's barely out there. Versus Facebook.
Angel, what the fuck is happening?
Facebook's really good about giving me the ones where it's like clothing and whatnot.
This is gonna be the thumbnail. It's me just standing like, what is happening?
Just living a sad life of like it doesn't want to stay.
This is gonna be my weekend project now. I'm gonna do some remodeling for the studio.
So we'll just get a thing of duct tape, and then you're just gonna tape it down.
Well, the problem is those things get hot. Those
do.
power supplies.
So it will actually probably.
I think that's the problem. I think
stickiness.
it's not sticking because it heated up the adhesive, which I don't understand why that other one's fine.
Oh, I gotta light mine again.
Get some duct tape. I'll just screw into
I
it.
wouldn't actually do duct tape because it would just.
Duct tape might legit melt.
It usually doesn't like melt because it has like that weird layer to it.
Protective thing.
Yeah, but it has all the inner part that made it sticky though would totally do exactly what it's doing right now.
Yeah.
The adhesive would do the same thing. Faux show.
I'm gonna have to figure something out now. I'll build a little box.
I was just
A little
imagining
platform
a little
thing and set it
box.
up there.
Yeah. And then just screw it in the top. Done. Are you just comparing them in your mind of like why one is doing it? But the
I'm
other
running
one's
through
not?
ideas of what I'm gonna do this weekend. Now for that.
Aren't you super excited?
Well, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Welcome to my life. The perks of podcasting.
Yeah.
Worth it. Worth the
But-
minor inconveniences. I was doing one. I was doing one, and right before we started, my mic stand broke, and I was freaking out because like I had two guests, and I was trying to figure out, okay, am I gonna have to hold my mic while I talk to them? Because that's gonna be a rough episode, and I managed
you
to just
sure?
jerry rig it up so that it'd be okay, and I just didn't move it because I was like, I don't want this to fall down. But yeah, that's why that mic stand is out of commission. There's no mic on that because I took the pieces from that one and put them on this one.
Is it because you move it too much?
Probably.
Okay.
I went to tighten it so that I wouldn't have to move it, and it just broke.
Oh wow.
Okay.
It wasn't happy
happened.
with you.
No. No.
It was like you move me all the time.
Yeah. Well, this thing is so in your face. Like, those ones are a little bit smaller, which I think I liked those ones better because I wouldn't move those ones. But this one's like right.
You can see it.
Just right there. If I went like that. It's just like right in your. It's too big. It's too much.
I don't know.
Welcome to my life.
obviously an entire first world struggle. Because I mean, you have
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there's equipment
Yeah.
and like things. I'm sure this wasn't cheap.
It's a very minor problem in life, but
Like, oh
what
no,
else? What else do I
it's
got?
chewing my face. No,
This microphone is like way cumbersome, but
Oh man,
we're just gonna accept it.
God, that's so rough.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worth it. Worth it.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but yeah.
What are you talking about? You're a pro now at this.
Oh, this isn't going my face though. It's like
Yeah,
this
you're fine.
weird,
You haven't touched it. Well, except
and
for when I was
when
like, "Hey,
being told
Angel,
to, like, can you move
pull
this
it
because
down
you
a little
moved
bit."
and like, hello. Anyway, it's like there. I keep trying not to do that to the chair, but like I scooted it up and it's slightly onto the carpet, and so like I just randomly like I move a little bit, and I'm just like, all right.
This place is just like it looks like semi-professional, and then shit starts falling off the ceiling,
maybe
and you're
not.
like, "Oh yeah, this is a podcast. This is not some high-tech endeavor."
It still has some intense fucking light.
I like the lights. I'm still They have to be a little higher because if I look above your head, I'm blinded.
Yeah,
It's too
I
much.
noticed. Like I rolled my
You have to
eyes
look-
once.
I have to look-
I had to like strategically look to the thing over
Go
there.
around it. And be
Like try really hard to go around. But I've blinded myself a few times. Like
Yeah.
there's gonna be some weird spots where I'm just like,
It took a minute to
Oh.
get used to, because I'll look around sometimes when I'm talking, and it's like I look up, and it's like, oh, now I can't see anything for a few seconds.
there's nothing here anymore.
Yep.
Aside from
It's
just
just
light.
black from the light. What are you gonna do? Okay. Clearly, that's our sign to wrap this biatch up, dude. We did 2.5. This is what we were talking about for the people watching. This is the power supply that just now gave out.
It did a great job.
It lasted a while.
It tried. How hot is it?
It's not crazy, but it definitely melted
Oh.
the adhesive.
That's fair.
Okay,
Noted.
noted. Angel, thank you so much for dude. I have a great time talking to you every time you come on. We gotta start doing this more.
Up to you, man.
I'm gonna buy another bottle of tequila. Did I pour shots? I definitely did pour shots. Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay.
Speaking of tequila, that's dangerous.
Worth it.
I don't know. Maybe the last conversation was better.
What are you talking about? This was great.
We're start reading them.
Reading.
I'm just kidding. I'm not actually gonna like go back and listen to them. I don't have the balls to listen to the previous conversations and like actually gauge any of it.
I can't even.
Fuck that.
Editing these is so hard because I hate the sound of my voice. Like I'm cool with the guests, like whenever somebody else is talking, and then it goes to me, and I'm like, shut the fuck
there
up!
it
What are you
is.
doing?
Like my human decided to watch the one that we did last time.
Oh shit!
And so I would randomly walk into the room and like hear myself, and I would just die, and I would just
Yep.
be so embarrassed, and I would like just be like, please, for the love of God,
Turn
like,
it off.
why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Stop. And I'm like, I would like laugh randomly, or like I'd say something, and I'm just like, I can't believe I said that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. And I'm like, I'm over it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I just like leave. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out.
Been there. Yeah, I have to
Don't
edit
wanna hear myself.
in periods. Like I can handle like an hour, and then it's like, okay, I gotta take a break because it's too much, Nick. It's too much. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he listens to this one and plays it for you so that you get to suffer a little bit like I do. I think that'd be good. Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'll be like, why the fuck did you say that? Be great. It'll be top tier.
Okay, well, do you have anything you want to plug? Did you plug it in? I don't think you plugged
I
it in
didn't play
last time.
anything last time.
Do you have anything?
Just, make informed decisions. Yeah.
I like that.
It's a crazy concept.
Make informed decisions.
Make informed decisions. Yeah.
And have a moral code. I'll throw that in there. That'll be my
Oh
parting
God,
words. Have a
yes.
moral code.
Have more,
Whatever
yeah.
it is.
Stand for, something. Like have some sort of morals. Even if they're not the best. At the very least have your own code.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing, I'm sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that's a wrap. Thank you, Angel.